sessions of David on the Twitch?
Yeah,
Just
there
for
were.
no.
Are they presently still right now? I've got yeah, I found where the double cam was. I really need to fix this setup. Um, but yeah, I am now gonna rip the ripcord and send all of the notifications at once, so that we don't do the thing where I did for like the first half hour of your game. I hadn't sent the ads yet because I'm a very silly our game, I should say. A very silly Leland sometimes, but I'm pushing those messages right now, and yeah. Excellent. We come back. We begin as we mean to go on. Strong. We are here. By the way, Casey, we are live right now. You are in the hall of Karkin Kitso, the clan Mon of his liege lord, Clan Tessin, bedecks the walls. His servants and loyal house guard eat, and you enjoy his fine beer. And finally, we reach the part of the conversation where it's time to get down to business. So, friends, Gabonsho and your companions, does your company have a name, perchance?
Um, we have a recent addition to our to my companions, and so we have not come up with a name yet or a new set of mercenaries.
Oh, well, all's the better then. You'll make your name with what you do on this little trip up a river for me. Now, I'm sure you saw the Opus River coming in. You did. Crossed a bridge over it. It's a yellow-green, rich with silt washed down from the flood, and the harvest boats lining it. So, there's been a bit of a problem upriver, closer to the border between the two provinces that constitute Lord Tessen's domain. Landgraf Tessen, I should say. There's been a bit of a river piracy problem. Far upriver. And he is going to doop send you to the Saffron province map. And
So he's laying down a map for us now.
He's laying down how it is. Yeah.
Laying it down.
Dynamic lighting. Nope. Polygon Leveal. He shows you a crude map of the Opus River.
Are we supposed to be able to see the whole map?
Not the whole map.
Nope.
You're
You
about
scroll
to see.
down to see where we are.
So you might be about to see
Oh,
a bit
there.
more
Okay,
than
now
you
we see
were.
it. Now I see it. Yeah, it's all the way down.
Yeah. So you guys see a number of villages, a castle town at the river's fork, and a lone castle, perhaps a half day's ride from the city. You know it as Safushiro, the seat of this realm, where Lord Tessin likely resides at the moment. So, friends, let's consider this fertile rice-growing domain, shall we? The fluvial plain winds like so. He traces the nearby villages, comes out here to a nice bit of wine country. He taps this part of the map, and ends about here at Bonewater. Now, previously he gesticulates to the northwest, in the wilderness mountains that divide the provinces. The town of Steinreigel controlled much of the river commerce. After the battle there during the war, its prominence has been reduced. We are attempting to resume normal economic activity especially in the mines around Steinreigel. There are important things there. Anybody who wants to can roll an insight at that. And we are very looking forward to more resources flowing downriver. Not to mention the hearty oak timber. Second only to Kokoloi Forest. He gesticulates meaningfully towards Tento at a mention of Kokoloi Forest because he still thinks that you're an Ilkiros from there. And
Aye.
yeah,
Really, I rolled a fucking 7.
It's okay, I got a 6.
No,
So-
I
so-
rolled a 7. You rolled a 14, Darren.
No, that's adding with my
So
bonus.
so
that's
ten-
adding. That's with my bonuses.
So Tento, you
Oh.
think that there's something, a little bit something more there. However, Kai, the character, is Tyr. Tyr thinks that whatever it is around Steinreigel, he doesn't want a lot of people finding out what's being moved around there. So,
Ooh, suspicious.
my son suspects foul play by some brigands who dare to call themselves an honorable organization. They have some fey nonsense going on, and some heretical worship. Anyway, it's hard to get
Did they
close
wear
to them.
masks?
I do think he made mention of the bandits concerning the entities with masks. Yes,
Do you know what they call themselves? What they
The-
organized by?
the honorable organization to do something or other. I mean, it's preposterous to call banditry honorable. Many of them are deserters.
Can I pull out one of the masks and ask them if they look like if it looks like this? So I
He-
did keep the masks.
His eyes widen a little, and he's like, my Ilkiros friend, tell me, where did you get one of these?
When we were coming to your lovely establishment, we ran into a bit of trouble.
So these same brigands have beset you.
Probably
tried.
yes.
Ah, well, good to know you've already made short work of some of them. They're a very disconnected group from what I gather. The people far up the river to the west probably don't have anything to do with anyone who was in your path, but they are all working to make trouble. Trouble I don't want in my liege lord's domain. So, let me not waste your time, my dear Cabancho. You are, of course, a mercenary, but one with a heart of gold that I will fill with more. For
That's what I like to
500
hear.
gold pieces, upon safe commute of the river being achieved, I ask you to join my son, whose life you've already saved once, upriver at Bonewater, and proceed with him further north, and subjugate an entity they have called the River Queen. Not a lot is known about her, but he believes that you and your scouts will have the unique skill set necessary to get close where Ashigaru and Rithers have failed. There's a special touch necessary here. Simple soldiers will just get themselves killed in those woods, doing a job like this. We think you can cut the head off the snake. End it. With one life. Their leader, this River Queen, we have reason to believe that she's not a normal person. I don't know if she's a spirit or what have you, but I trust that your group will be able to find out and get the job done. From there, return with my son safely here in Safushi, and your 500 pieces of gold await you.
Is
Not
this 500 each?
He blanches a little and he's like, no, it's 500 altogether.
Not to be rude, sir, but does your son have to come with us?
Harkin Kitso hesitates a moment. looks at you and says, "Not necessarily. What I care about is the security of the realm. However, he has led a prolonged campaign against this organization. At the very least, I recommend you meet with him in Bonewater to determine what he knows that could help you."
Of course, and no rudeness towards your son. I've just wondering. I have not been with him before, so I was
Certainly.
curious how he would meld up the rest of the group.
Well, he is a man of noble composure, as I'm sure Kabancho can tell you. But he does like to rough it out in the woods, so he's no stranger to the wilds.
Ah,
Yurion can hold his own.
sounds like a fine gentleman. Can't wait to meet
Indeed.
him.
Yes. Of the group,
So-
only Kabancho has actually met Garyon. But he might have told you more.
So, you are asking us to escort Garyon down the river and confront this queen to...
Well, up the river, but yes.
Yes, sorry, up the river and confront this queen to handle the situation.
Yes.
And then return Garyon back safely.
Yes. The contract is complete when full navigation of the river is resumed.
I think I speak for my group when I say, when you say handle, we will handle it in our way and not the permanent way unless it calls for it. Will that suffice?
Garyon told me to trust your judgment. Until you give me reason to believe otherwise, Kabancho, I consider your discretion worth its weight in gold. Solve this problem for me, and you can do it however you like.
So you mentioned the forest and how a lot of people didn't really come back from it. There's a lot of different types of dangers there. Do you
Yes.
have anything else to tell us? Maybe we could prepare for the whatever dangers there might be.
Well, I'm afraid that at the moment I only have some reports to go off of, but we have reason to believe that there is a satyr tribe operating in the area who are potentially related to these bandits. We have unconfirmed reports that they attacked caravans moving through the region.
Am I able to do any check
could roll
to
nature.
see if I know nature?
Roll nature. I would say you have advantage on that.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to could also roll history alongside this.
Oh, that is not. Those are not good rolls.
Well, you can also roll history if you like.
History? Cool. I like rolling. You said with advantage or no advantage for history?
Oh, by the way, gosh, I haven't been playing
was for
the music
Casey.
this whole time. Case just had advantage on the on that particular. Yeah, no.
And advantage did nothing for me.
Ooh, this is perfect.
All right, so
Try and get rid of
Tento.
my bad roll.
Both my rolls are bad.
You
This
know
doesn't
that
roll.
satyrs don't tend to attack unprovoked. However, they have been known to engage in blood feuds. People who kill satyrs can expect, at the very least, that satyr's tribe to seek vengeance, and that can spiral into a generational conflict.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know of any blood feuds between satyr tribes and the local people here, but you know a lot of people died during the war last year, and that battle that went down in those woods sounds like an awfully likely scenario that some satyrs might have died in it.
Hmm.
You haven't heard of the satyrs being involved, and they almost certainly would have tried to stay out of the way, though. So it's not exactly a straight line, but there is chaos and strife and war.
My lord, may I add something to that, please? About the satyrs?
Mm?
Usually, satyrs don't attack unless they're provoked.
True. Which is why these unconfirmed reports are troubling. I trust a halfling of the woods such as yourself to know more. If you
That I do.
can find any evidence either proving that the satyrs have done no such thing, or that they are cooperating with this criminal organization, as we should call it, I would be very intrigued in gaining that knowledge. And
Would you be willing to reward me in some way?
he's like, well, I think you will find that the Viceroy's friendship comes with many rewards. You can roll an insight on that.
Friendship. I'm sorry, what? Roll insight there?
You can roll an insight on that if you want.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about Nutters. Shay's not gonna join this week.
Regrettably,
She's not,
regrettably
join
something
us
came
today.
up.
Dang.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Tento, you know that what the Viceroy is implying, but doesn't want to say out loud, is that if you got that report for him, he could arrange a certain degree of clemency or look the other wayedness for law enforcement in this
The other
province.
way it-
I like this. I like this. Of course, my lord. I would value that kind of friendship.
Indeed, my friend. Indeed. Tento, was it? Yes.
Yes, sir, my lord.
Well, come, servants, another round. Let us toast. We are agreed then, Kibancho.
One last thing, sir.
Certainly.
So, as you can see, we are well equipped, but we could definitely use some more equipment and gear if you're willing to supply us to increase our odds of succeeding.
Certainly. There's an arsenal in Bonewater. So he takes out one piece of vellum and draws it out. He digs out like a scroll basically, pops it on the table, and it's the contract. And he's like, if you would sign your name, or more likely make your mark. And it shows like a line for you guys to sign, and you can read it if you guys know Dice Brack, which is literally common, and you don't decide you're illiterate.
I might be illiterate.
I mean, but yeah, so if you can't sign your name, there's like a mark. Like people do different things, like either their initials, or like a square or something, just as like a peasant signature, basically. And there's a line for all of the mercenaries to sign it. And there's a clause that says, as long as one of you survives, you can come back and claim the money. But it's to be dispersed to all living members. Or for the company to decide, but they're going to give you the money. But yeah, it is pursuant to things. One, that river traffic remains undisturbed for at least a week. And thank you for the host, Frank. And also that you guys, and also that his son, Garyon, remains unharmed. Or like, he doesn't say unharmed, it says, must live.
Perfect, even
Those are
better.
two different things. Very-
Yeah.
I-
So, in addition to that, he takes out a piece of a letter, like some paper. He's like, "Come, an inkwell." His servant proffers it. He dips it, and in a large flowing hand, writes, "To Kabancho and his companions, render all appropriate assistance from the armory at Bonewater Keep, on the orders of the Viceroy." Tyr, you are unimpressed by the quality of this ink and seal he puts on the letter. But he writes it up. You see the fan of Clan Tessin, and in the center, a traditional blade crossguard, which seemed to be Karkin's Mon, is remarkably similar to that of his lieges. He hands Kabancho the letter and says, "There you are. At Bonewater, you shall have your resupply."
Sounds good. And I sign in Parvia if there is a written language for that.
So, yes, it kind of looks like claws scratching something in wood. But it has an elegant curl to it. Like, imagine somewhere between the dragon marks from Skyrim and Hindi. It all flows together. Like there's a line through every line of the script.
So savage cursive.
Yes, savage cursive.
Okay, sounds great.
He's like,
Tinto
oh
tries his
my,
best.
quite the signature, Cabancho. Oh, yes, yes. So so Cabancho has signed it. Morenlos is next around the table. What does Morenlos lay down there for his barbarian turtle signature?
It looks. It's a very like a piratey signature.
So not really any sort of writing.
So savage.
Yeah, it's very difficult to read and understand. My hands weren't made for writing, you know.
Does
So-
Morenlos say my hands weren't made for writing, or does he just think that?
No, it's just I'm just describing. just
Describing the
thinking.
fact he's like using his and you know, Karkin is like very patiently awaiting this toast. Everyone's being brought their mugs, or steins rather. When you're done, I assume it goes around to Lanny. Lanny, how do you sign?
Lonnie is kind of confused why we're just writing stuff on the bottom of a piece of paper. But okay, she just writes Lonnie
Just draws a
And-
nut.
in common. She's like, oh, we're just writing down our names, okay. And she just writes Lonnie.
Mhm.
Not even her full name.
All right, Tyr, the page comes around to you.
Just swiftly writes tier.
Damn.
He his eyes do linger on you a moment, but he doesn't say anything. Tento, it is your go.
Tento tries his best to write in a nice cursive in common.
Yeah.
Sorry, my lord. Literature wasn't one of my best suits.
Huh, no, that's not at all. You're a skilled scout. Who has time for letters anyway? I can tell you they bore and fatten me more every day. Letters, really. Tara presumably uses like an acorn dipped in ink. I don't know. And
No, just takes say acorn.
Does Nutter sign too?
I think Tara signs Nutters first.
Nutters and tar. No, she just takes an acorn, dips it in ink, and puts imprint on there.
And with that, you guys all have your steins, and he's like, well then, Cabancho, would you like to propose a toast to mark this deal?
To new companions, to a new contract, and a prosperous future.
Ah, yeah, I'll drink to that. Think.
Yes, to a very
Also-
golden future.
Though Lonnie has trouble actually making that toast with how short she is.
Kiwanto doesn't drink a whole lot from that toast. It's just
It's enough to be polite.
social drinker sip.
A social drinker sip. So yeah, Karkin is pretty happy with the situation. He enjoys sitting around and just talking to people. Apparently, it's both his job and his passion. And at a certain point, he says, "Oh, tell me, Tyr, is it? Your mask. Tell me, is that a cultural thing or?"
It's a personal thing.
Yeah, he's like, I see. He doesn't seem like maybe like super thrilled about that, but he doesn't press the issue. He recognizes you are an eclectic group of individuals and yeah. You guys managed to complete the contract and drink afterwards. Coggin's like, well, night has fallen. Oh, I really must be retiring to bed. My servants will show you to your quarters, but it has been a pleasure to receive you, Caboncho, and I look forward to your swift return with Gary on, with the river traffic resumed. We can't be holding up things right now. I mean, winter is coming soon, and
Winter's here.
he leaves the rest unsaid, but he nods his head and bids you all well rest. Thank you, SS Demon, for the host. He sidles off through a door. His house guards are done eating and drinking. They also filter out. And, yeah. One of the servants does, in fact, come and offer to... Why is my roll 20 being so... I'm sorry, I'm going to try and refresh the roll 20. For some reason, it's just being so slow on my desktop.
Is Kai, you might know this, is Mrs. Asimov fucking Will? Is that Will? I don't know if you're reading the chat
I don't think so.
on the Twitch channel. It doesn't make sense that it be Will, but they want to name a generic NPC something.
That name will not be going through.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, for the
Knew it was him.
For the obvious reasons. Oh yeah, okay. Because I was like, that person came through and chatted a whole bunch last High Road, so I figured they might have been a friend of you guys. But yes, so when you guys are led to some rooms that I will now speed map using my laptop because my desktop has just decided it's never going to use this website right again. Apparently.
Before we are escorted to our rooms, I was like, I think I want a little fresh air before I retire to my room.
She's like, oh,
Dear,
well,
would you...
I mean, at your discretion, of course, but I would just show you to your room before, it's pretty close to the door if you want to pop out for some fresh air.
Ooh, fresh air?
Right.
That sounds like a great idea. Can I come?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna stay in.
I'll grab you when when the nice lady shows us to our room.
Thank you so much for the subscription. Yeah, so you guys, the servant leads you towards the doors to the south and east that constitute the bedrooms. They are pretty well pointed. They have dividing screens between the sleeping areas.
See shadows.
Are there any windows?
So in the southerly one, there are kind of, but also like the walls are paper, so there's just a certain degree of natural lighting that just happens naturally. But to the south, I will say that there is like a weird. I knew I needed to make a window paper wall. I just didn't. Because all I have to do is punch out the paper. But yeah, just one thing I forgot about. But yeah, so there's 6 beds. There are small dividing walls between the resting areas, and yeah, you get the feeling there's a lot of people staying here at the moment. So they probably like offered you whatever beds were really available. But this bed right here does have a window, the southerly one.
Oh, Lonnie is taking that one.
Mm-hmm. Wait, did someone say my name, or was...
Wait. No. Where is... It's not revealing. Oh, now it's revealing. Kinda. I see this. Oh.
So my character prefers to sleep outside.
All right. So are you just gonna let him know, like, so you, like, are you just gonna? So there is like an extensive there's like an extensive garden, and there is actually out front like a nice pond with like some lilies and stuff. It looks like it would be pretty great to just like plop down in.
That sounds good. Yeah, I just don't know if the Lord came with us in this direction.
No, he
No.
disappeared to the north, and he's going to bed. But yeah, there's like some like a tree and some flowers around this nice
Are you just
pond.
gonna plop in the pond?
No, maybe dip my feet in, but I don't know. I can't see it because of my field of view. Can you move me that direction?
For sure. And let me
maybe I ask a guard.
Yeah.
where-
So they're like, well, I mean, they point over there. They're like, I mean, there's a pond, I guess.
Beautiful. So I don't know if we're going to bed, but I'll note that.
Yeah, well,
for
it's
the time being.
it's night, and they've kind of implied that you're going to bed, but some people might stay up and do something. I don't know. So yeah,
As the nice servant lady shows us our rooms, I'm like, thank you very much. Now I'll be stepping out for a little bit. Here, would you like to join me?
Yes.
indeed.
Where's the other squirrel?
Did this servant lady like offer us things? Can I like ask for a nice tea or something?
Oh yeah, hold on. I think I just realized what's causing the terrible lag, and I need to go into my like settings real quick. Hold on, I'm changing to the stream start because I had to do something earlier to try and fix Google Chrome. Hold on, it's gonna be under advanced. Yes. Hold on, you might lose me. I have to relaunch.
Hot water?
No, I've been
Alright.
drinking tea.
Okay.
But this glass like changes with like the temperature.
Ooh.
Ooh,
That's how it
fancy.
changes while I play.
Dang, this
So
beer's big.
Kibancho, doesn't really matter who's in the
So you can
room.
Mhm.
If Lonnie chooses to stay or leave, but Kibancho will spend a good amount of time just looking and examining the sword.
Indeed. When you touch the hilt this time, it doesn't say anything, but you do feel a presence there. It's almost like the whole world goes a little blurry, except the sword comes into sharp definition against the air around it when you hold it by the hilt.
And Kibancho will spend a good amount of time before he goes to bed to just start doing kendo for the first time, but does not look like the first time.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. He seems to know his way around that sword. Lonnie would be there to witness this. Lonnie, how do you sleep in this strange home of wooden paper? Oh, wait, wooden wood. Processed wood.
Lonnie probably was trying to wander and see if Tyr and Tento were, since she agreed to go out and get fresh air with them.
Tyr and Tento, do you guys try and not be seen as you leave?
I think I have a better idea.
Oh, okay. So Tyr and Tento are walking out, and Lonnie pokes her head out and sees you guys in what more or less is the lobby of this keep. There is a guard there. He doesn't give a shit that you're leaving. There's two guards here.
Cool.
Neither of them give a shit that you're leaving.
Hey guys, are we heading out now?
Yeah, actually, I had a great idea. You know, Mr. Turtle, barbarian person's out there sleeping, right? You
Well,
you want to pull a prank on him?
Sipping my tea, but
You want to pull a prank on him?
I mean, I pulled my fair share of pranks on him in the past.
Yeah, but you never did one with us. What do you say? Be a group effort. It'd be funny.
Mm-hmm.
How does Morelos react to pranks? Because Lonnie would have totally tried to pull at least one.
oh, it depends on the prank. Typically, I'm just like, you're not funny. I don't find you amusing. Please leave me alone with my tea.
Oh, well, I don't know. Mur's kind of, like, he's not boring, but with pranks, he's pretty boring. Like,
I'm sure I can get some sort of reaction out of him with the plan that I have.
well, I guess I'll be on the lookout for that. I don't think I'm really gonna try to prank Mur again. Started to get back on his good side, I think.
Oh, you sure? That's why we were gonna go out. We're just gonna play a little prank on him.
Well,
You're positive.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, I'll just hang out there and watch then. I guess I can kind of be a distraction if you want.
Yeah, sure. That sounds like a good idea. Just saying, once we pull off the prank, you gotta bolt it though. Like, try to
See-
head back to the room or something.
See, I'm like gonna help you, but not actually help you. So I'm not in on this. I don't want Mur to be mad at me.
Yeah, but if he sees you when the prank is done, he might be thinking that it was you.
I think Mur knows me. We've been traveling for a bit now.
Alright, just don't rat me out.
So, Morelos,
All
you're
right.
enjoying a fine green tea underneath this tree. You know that green tea is like pretty decent. It's grown locally. Peasants would not drink it, or not often anyway. They would drink herbal tea. So you know they're not shorting you on the quality of beverage they've offered.
Ah, I see.
It's pretty good.
Where is this garden?
Where is this garden?
So it's out. So like it's out the front door, and then
Ah,
there really should be windows here, but I'm silly.
Oh, there he
Yeah,
is.
so you see Morelos. Everyone's more or less packed in. The only thing you see is two Ashigaru kind of looking scared of their own shadows, patrolling the streets, like, oh.
Alright. Is there anything on the tree that he's standing next to?
No, it's a pretty sparsely sparse tree. It's like spindly limbed with little leaves on the tips that don't even really give it full coverage.
I wonder if I have anything to mess with him with.
hey Mur. Is that tea any good?
It is.
As she's talking to him, I'm gonna walk out the door.
All right.
It's hitting the spot as I relax and get ready for bed.
And I sneak out with Tyr.
All right. Give me that.
And
give
she
me...
does not notice.
Okay. Okay. And I mean, you're not trying to hide from
Can I-
Morelos, really.
We're both just gonna slowly back away as
Morelos, you just see
I-
them fly out the gate.
Okay, yeah, I do notice them like crab shimmy away from us.
Yeah.
Do you though?
Would
I mean, I'm not
They're
like,
like,
Yeah, this
I'm
crab.
just casually walking out the door.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Morelos, do you remark upon that, or is no reason to?
no, I just note because I'm still suspicious of
Tento?
Darren's. Yeah, Tento.
Yeah. Tento and Tyr, you see two spear Ashigaru out here. They are wearing their clan Tessin Mons and Sashimonos. It looks like they're kind of like the night patrol around here. Do you make any point of evading their notice? They look a little jumpy. Or do you just
definitely
fly? Or do you fly casual?
I'm flying
Let's-
casual.
Yeah, fly casual. So which way are we supposed to go again? Sorry.
East. But yeah, they do notice you, but they're like, oh, hi. Dude, be safe tonight.
Thank you, fine gentlemen.
Pretend the goods are not all put out, because they're definitely not all put out. All of the things of value are not fucking just there to steal.
No,
Yes,
they
thank
have
God.
nets over them.
Yeah, they have
Darren
nets
would
over-
literally steal every single one of them.
But yeah, so you
Not very
guys,
guards.
I mean, more or less, like, you arrive here and, like, there's a blue glowing platform that says, do you want to travel to another area? And,
What? Oh, hey, a blue door.
yeah, so, and for the purposes of this, I think I'm going to make, like, some sort of all-seeing eye that all of you guys can see from or something.
I was about to ask.
I can just pull up the stream.
Uh,
It'd be behind a little bit, but
mhm.
I was just about to ask about that too. Yeah, I was like, I know I'm not there, but I'm interested.
Yeah,
If you pull up the stream, though, you can see all the things that he's gonna place down.
Yeah, alright, so yeah, what it is like, just this weird green glowing eye isn't here. But yeah, so, and you guys can all move it and see from it, but Tyr and Tento, you guys follow more or less the instructions, and you're supposed to hang a right here, and then go over, knock twice, and ask for Grandma.
I guess I'll knock the door twice.
Alright, and for reference, passive perception on both Tyr and Tento.
Use a perception?
Passive perception.
A
14.
passive.
Yeah, 14.
I think mine was 15.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you make it so that we can see this or no?
Oh, yeah, sorry, can you guys not?
I cannot.
The other
that's-
people are not moved over.
Oh, snap. Thank you so much. I'm so silly. No one's probably seeing the Wharf District right now. Okay. How about now? Can everyone see?
Yes.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I see black.
Keep
Might be loading
zooming
now.
out.
It's in the top left
Zoomed
corner.
all the way out.
Top left
there
corner?
We go. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
So-
just loading, I think. Sorry,
Tyr
continue.
and Tento, you guys come to this intersection, and those of you with a passive perception of 14 or more cannot help but notice what appears to be some sort of a alchemist's sign to the east. Some sort of crudely drawn red potion ringed in flowers. A glass window lets you see into their wares. Some stocked shelves and the like. But that is the opposite of the direction that you are going, because you are going to grandmother's house.
Dude.
Mhm.
Kinda wanna check out that potion shop now.
It is,
You think
however,
it'll
not.
find-
It's not really open at the moment. You don't think?
You wanna make a little detour here?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go check out this wholesome looking
Mhm.
potion shop.
Yeah, so no one's there at the moment. It looks like there aren't potions left on the shelf, but there are some like alchemical ingredients. There's also books just left on this bookshelf. There's like some alchemist tools back there, and there's a book left on the counter. If you like stand like to the south, you can see the book.
Yeah, I see the book.
So yeah.
Is the door open?
No, the door is not open.
Can I
Sure,
make it
Ro,
open?
make it open.
Can I make it open?
How do you proceed?
Can I use my thief's tools to lockpick it?
Sure. Roll me. So the door doesn't seem to be locked from the outside. Can you roll me an investigate?
Oh. Investigation.
Tyr, I'm assuming you're keeping a lookout.
Whew!
Yes.
Tento, you see that there is an acid trap primed to pop on anyone who attempts to gain ingress until it has been reset from the inside. Additionally, you see that the lock is indeed only operable from the inside. The door doesn't really seem like it's a great option. Unless you had some way of disarming the trap before you opened the door.
Can I use my thieves' tools for that? Or is that not how thieves' tools work?
No, these tools are used for disarming traps as well as picking locks. You think that maybe if you could get higher up towards like the top of this door frame, because you are like a little bit of a smaller.
Yeah, I'm a small boy.
Maybe if you had a boost, you might be able to like get up there and mess with it.
Hey, Tyr, you want to give him a boost? Give your little buddy a boost. There's a trap on here. I can't reach it.
Let's just go sell our things.
If only someone could shadow step inside.
Oh, if only.
Can I at least have the trap?
So here is the state of the trap, because that's a complicated question. It's like a tray made out of a special kind of metal that is up there, and it's warm to the touch. And it would, like, release almost like a sprinkler in a spray. Like, when a tray slides back to release it. If you intentionally trigger the trap, but you manage to, like, use your thieves' tool to, like, jam shut the release, and you had something that could store this acid, you could get a flask of acid. Here's the question: do you have like an alchemical like glass flask or alchemist tools or anything?
I don't.
Is there anything you think Tento would have that could withstand being filled with acid? Because like the trap is built into the door frame, well concealed.
Maybe, I think you have a couple wine flasks, or not wine flasks.
Sake bottles.
You looted. Yeah, not bottles.
Yeah, they're water
skins.
skins. Yeah, I don't think water skin holds acid though.
In Tento's professional opinion, a water skin will not hold up long to acid.
Professional opinion.
Well, fine. Let's go just sell our wares. You're no fun.
So yeah,
back later.
Over to the west, you see behind this wattle and daub and a stone house, there's a bit of a wooden facing that has a single unmarked door in it. It's out of the way and set into the wall a bit, so that you wouldn't be able to see it from the street if you weren't really looking for it. You know that you're supposed to walk up, knock twice, and ask for grandmother.
I knocked twice.
No response.
Hello. I'm here to see grandmother.
The door opens a crack, and you see a looming figure wearing a mask shaped like an oni. And you can see a brief glimpse of inhuman eyes, the color of amber, cut by a cat-like iris. And then the door opens all the way. And you can see into the room. And you hear an older woman say, "Go! Let our friends in! Hello! Hello! Welcome to Grandma's house! How are you doing? Can I get you some tea?" The individual referred to as Gore closes the door behind you.
So polite.
As he does so, you can't help but notice a tuft of fur coming out from over their gauntlet. Yeah.
Cat
They
people.
step back. Well, they seem a bit big. If you guys like, you could roll. I don't know what you would roll here. They don't look like they're human. But yeah, Grandma says, hello, tell me, what do I have the pleasure of doing business with today? Names are, of course, a precious commodity.
Ooh, that's a thing to point out, isn't it? Hello, Grandma.
Yeah, and you guys have this in the bag.
Oof.
Oh. You don't see the GM's note, though.
Grandma, we're just here to bargain away some precious items.
I see. Well, let's see them. I'll be the judge of what's precious. She clicks. She snaps her fingers, and these like jeweled beads on the table roll out to the edges and stand stock still. And she gesticulates to the middle of the table.
Okay.
Oh, I never fixed the light layer. Holy fuck. Okay, sorry. You guys are supposed to be able to see. There's a metal grate, like, in the back of this room.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Is it a dog?
Yeah. You see a what? Oh, okay. With the eye. You gotta find your way back there if you want to poke back. That's for the other players to see. So Tento and Tyr, you've got the goods. You want to just lay it out on the table. You've got carved bone statuette. You've got 2 silver ewers. You've got an embroidered silk handkerchief, a small gold bracelet, a black velvet mask stitched with silver thread.
Is there anything in this bag that I know that will catch her eye?
Well, you have a black and gold silver nighty shift, which is sort of like ladies' nightwear. You've got a carved bone statuette of a minotaur. So I would say you mean like very valuable?
Yeah, that's. But yeah, just like an item that's very valuable in general in this bag.
Yeah. So the small gold bracelet, gold is gold, and when worked well, is worth even more.
Okay. So I'll set. Yeah, just set everything else but the gold bracelet
out. Oh, everything but the gold bracelet out.
Yeah.
She looks at it and says, You haven't gotten this from anyone local, have you?
No, ma'am.
Good. She looks over it, appraisingly for a moment, and says, I'll give you 80 gold for it.
80 gold. How much more would you be willing to give for the bracelet here? And I set down the bracelet.
Roll me a persuasion with advantage.
Persuasion with advantage. What is my persuasion? I don't think it's very high.
You're not a charismatic halfling.
I am not a charismatic halfling. Oof. Alrighty.
Do I know if anything is like finely crafted?
You know that the carved bone statuette of the Minotaur is of exquisite quality and mysterious providence, because you're not sure what bone would be large enough to have made this statuette, but it probably didn't come from anything humanoid.
Oh.
Yeah, so Tento, she kind of like, she's like gawks at your trick. He's like, I might give you 10 gold for that. Call it 90.
I'm gonna pick up the carved statue and say 90 for everything but this.
She's like, she looks at it with a praising eye and says, what kind of bone is that?
Not entirely sure, but it's finely crafted.
Alright. 90 for everything but that. And she seems to be willing to close the transaction. I will say that you were thinking that your haul was worth closer to north of 100 gold, but if you're
but
down,
we are minus one item.
Yeah, so you wanna liquidate everything that isn't the carved bone statuette of a minotaur, and take 90 gold for it.
Yeah.
All right. She says, "All right, Core. Ugh. Get them their money." He unlocks it, comes back here, disappears for a moment around a corner, and returns. Plops down a big old bag of gold. It does not take long to count 90 GP.
You got a real efficient worker here, don't you?
I find that brothers work best in pairs.
Ah, so they're siblings. Brothers, siblings, bonds are usually... Yeah, you're right. They do work best together. Seems like he got this up pretty quickly, too. And this, I guess 90's not much for you, is it?
Gore glowers through his masked helmet. That's Tento. Unspeakingly. Core, for his part, shrugs. Grandma does a lot of business with a lot of very wealthy people.
Good to know, good to know. Well, nice doing business with you, unless you like to talk about something else.
She looks at the two of you, thinks for a moment, and says, "You wouldn't happen to be an Ilkiros, would you?"
Ah, that I am. Very, very uncommon around these areas, but I like to travel.
I hear there's an Ilkiros thief somewhere on the coast who's wanted, dead or alive, by a pretty dangerous bounty hunter. Call this a tip from a friend. I'd be out of town before tomorrow night.
And I appreciate... Not that I'm him, but I appreciate the tip.
Well, do come by when you're feeling a little less hot under the collar with something more for Grandma.
And you have a pleasant night.
You as well. So, Tento and Tyr, do anything else once your business is more or less concluded in Grandma's place of business?
Nope. Is there anything in that back room that catches my eye?
Do you, like, step over here a little?
Step over where?
Like Tyrish? Towards the Gore? The one who's glowering at you? The big Tetsubo? Yeah. You see, gold, jewelry, silver, even copper. You see a bejeweled dagger. You see lots of really nice clothing. You see just like stacks on stacks on stacks of silk cloth, one of which has been set off to the side and looks like it's partially stained with something that could have been blood at one point, but it's dried a long time ago. Yeah, no, it looks like Grandma has a lot of shit.
And before I leave, Grandma, just once again, exquisite collection you have back there.
Indeed. A fine collection for those wealthy enough to enjoy it.
Oh, and what do you have to do to be worthy enough?
Wealthy enough.
Wealthy.
She sells that shit.
Yeah, I thought I heard worthy. I was like, oh, okay.
No. Like, she's like, yeah, I'll sell it to you for money. But yeah. You guys are free to, like, step out the door, and with that, the door is shut pretty quickly by one of the people behind you. And either one who wants to, I would say you could roll nature. From both of you. No, actually, you don't have advantage on that, but it's the 18. We take the left one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tento. You think those were bugbears?
What?
Bugbears are big, burly, furry motherfuckers. They're goblinoids. They're relatives of goblins and hobgoblins. They tend to form the heavy infantry and frontline officer leadership of goblinoid forces. You both know that hobgoblin mercenaries were amongst the Tessin clan forces that annexed this region. assuming you have no other business in town at night, you return to the Safushi markets. Now, here's a question. While all that happened, Lonnie and Morenlos, y'all two were just having a conversation. You might hear the distant whoosh, whoosh of a blade cutting the air coming through this window. But, what do you talk about? What do you do?
What does the big turtle say to a small little squirrel?
Well, I welcome Lonnie to my nice little spot that I found while I sip my tea. Hello, Lonnie.
Hey. So, like, where's that T rank on your, list?
I've had better, but it is quite soothing.
Yeah, I guess, you got really mad when Kiki died.
Yes, it was Yeah, I got very mad. It was a scary moment for me. He's my, as you know, closest friend, so I don't know what I would do without him.
Oh, so I guess, I'm not quite your closest friend yet. I mean, I did pull those pranks on you, I guess. It's okay. Well,
She was the only one tugging
yes.
the body, too.
Those pranks.
Which Lonnie is going to try to look around for Tyr and Tento now that she's reminded about pranks.
God.
God.
But, what are you looking for?
Just enjoying the garden, you know? Like, we were stuck in that dinner for so long. I mean, the food was really good, but I don't like sitting for that long. At least not, like, inside, where it's all stuffy and everything.
I understand. There were many guards, and that Tento guy. What do you think of him?
Well, he's one of Kiki's friends, so he can't be bad, right?
I suppose. Just have this weird feeling about him.
Also, he's friends with Tyr, and I think Tyr may have kind of saved Kiki's life.
Oh yeah? How's that?
Usually when someone usually when that happens, their soul doesn't stick around for that long. And, well, I saw Tyr do something, and I don't know, maybe it's not connected, but just Tyr did something, and Kiki's soul stuck around a little bit.
Oh, I must have missed that in my rage. I didn't quite care for either of those two, as they were partners and that Tento guy still. But I suppose if he helped our friend, they may be not so bad of people.
Well, I'm sure they're fine. Like, they're also helping us with this, so it's gonna be kind of hard to pull whatever this is off. And you know, if we're like watching out for our party members too.
Yes, of course. I've always got your back, and I'd hope you'd have mine.
Of
course.
Cover.
Gotta hopefully I can do better this time.
Oh, we must not dwell. What happened. We are all here still today. I'll just hope this mission goes a little better than our quest to get to this mission.
We good to see on?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I hate that I cut you guys off so much in the last episode, so I'm really gonna let you guys play it out. Awesome. So yeah, you guys have a conversation, and I would say like you got more than enough time to finish that whole thing before Tyr and Tanto get back. So Lonnie, would you like head to bed after that, or would you just sort of chill out here?
Well, now
or would
seeing
you
that.
wonder where Tyr and Tanto got to?
So roll perception while you're gone. She does not see them, but she just assumed that they're really bad pranksters, I guess.
We actually do. Casey and I messaged off to the side, and we actually tend to sleep outside together. Not together, but like
Oh yeah, like hanging out.
yeah, like she's also an outdoor sleeper like myself. So
Yeah,
Okay,
knowing
so-
that there's a place outside that's fairly safe.
All right, yeah. So you post up, and a house guard walks out, sees a sleeping gnome and turtle person, kind of shrugs, and reports to the post at the gate. The Spear Ashigaru wander on like, whoo, and head off to the south. And with that, Tento and Tyr arrive. It's dark. And have you guys divided the money yet? Did you divide the money like at the shop? Darren, I can't hear you.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, so so you guys are both, was it 35, 45 gold richer,
Oh, I already added it to my sheet. Don't add more.
and so you guys got the gold.
Ching.
You come back. You see a house guard who is on watch. As you approach, he looks like he's about to question you before he recognizes the halfling and the masked man from earlier, and he sort of like gives you a back nod and says, "Out for a late stroll."
Yep.
Yep.
That's a nice, get a little fresh air. I do have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Those other guards in the marketplace, they seemed a little jumpy.
Oh,
Why is
Well,
that?
how could you expect a peasant to do a warrior's job? They are no
Oh, right.
reapers.
Then why aren't the warriors doing the job?
Well, kind of looks to the side and says, "That is not my place to decide. But the Viceroy is trying to restore order and instill a sense of social good in the populace. Things have not been smooth since the transition 1 year ago, when my liege put this province into his domain. There was a spat of criminal behavior from the sorts of vultures who cling to places where strife has caused terror and pain, and people too weak or afraid to stand and die on the field of battle, who labor pointlessly for a lost cause in the woods. With all this, it was felt necessary to step up night patrols with Ashigaru. They're just conscripts of people who live in the town, sent out to walk around with spear at the night. But privately, I must agree with you. It seems foolish. Better to be seen seldom, but strong. But I obey my lord's commands. It is as though I have not said these things, yes?
Of course.
Yeah.
And I walk
Thank you for the information.
The house guard, nods to you guys and just resumes his post. But yeah, you do notice that all the guards for, like, the Viceroy's house, appear to be actual Ritters, knights of the realm. And the people who were patrolling the street were, as he said, peasants. Ashigaru peasants made to fight. But yeah, so this is the internal. This is the place as much as you left it. There's not a whole lot of like house guards hanging around at this time. You see one person like cleaning. She's a little surprised when you come in, but she doesn't say anything. And with that, I think everyone gains the effects of a long rest. I think everyone is at full health. You regain all relevant spell slots and resources, and you would regain half of your spent hit dice if you'd ever spent a hit dice. Which, for those of you, yes.
Sorry, I'm just wondering, do I see those two come in, or do
You
they
sleep.
like kind of sneak in?
How quickly? Oh, I don't think they sneak. Do they?
No,
Well,
we just
I'm
got back
like,
in.
I'm on their, like, they're on my radar, and I do know that they left, and I feel like,
Do you think?
Are you
Morenlos-
going to be staying up for the next hour or two
Well, I mean, do you think
just to see us come
well,
in?
is Morenlos a quick sleeper, or does Morenlos take a time to settle in and get to sleep?
take the time for sure, but I feel like Lonnie was kind of a distraction, because when we first spoke,
So you had a whole conversation with Lonnie, and then you're already somebody who needs to settle down to get to sleep.
Mhm.
So I would say that by the time they're coming back, you are still awake. They didn't sneak; they just flew casual, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah, Morenlo sees them come back. You think
okay,
that
so I
they,
didn't know.
by your reckoning, I mean, there's no clock, there's no sun, but by your reckoning, you think they were gone an hour.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's not that much time. I definitely wouldn't be asleep by then.
Is it actually like light enough for is the area well lit up?
So there are. I'm sorry, I don't have this well represented, but there are like torches
Okay.
every so often along this fence wall, and
Jeez,
so
come
there would be illumination enough to see the silhouette.
That's gonna be a fun conversation later.
But yeah,
Maybe.
so you guys awaken in the morning. The commoners let you know that there is going to be breakfast in the main hall, and that Karkan Kitso has welcomed you all to enjoy a hearty meal before departing to meet his son Geryon upriver.
Oh yeah, I'm quick into the breakfast. I'm a breakfast person.
Damn, you should fucking zoom in there.
Yeah.
You didn't even see me. I
One
was
of the
faster than
commoners
you.
turns around, sees you, and almost drops the plate he's carrying. He's like, "Oh, right. That's just sorry." They turn their head down and step out of the way. You could roll an insight on that if you wanted. Anybody who witnessed it. Anybody who's
Can
quick
I?
to breakfast.
I'm not that quick to breakfast, I'm gonna be honest.
I quickly assist in the cleanup and tell the commoner, as it's no worry. It happens all the time.
He's like, "Oh, oh, right.
There.
Sorry about that. It's just I'm from Axehead. Sorry. Yeah.
There's an insight for you.
Yeah. So, yeah, no. He has seen your people before, and he associates not just the fact that you're a turtle person, but like the body paint and other elements, and like the particular like emblem on your shell with violence, and he's very scared of it.
In that case, I'm more like it's quite all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I still like assist
Yeah.
in picking up.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, thank you." And when he says, "I'm from Axehead," you know that there is a region on the northernmost coast, a rocky bit of coast in the northernmost edge of this province, where there's an axe head shaped like rocky area bordering a marsh. And you do know that your family would have raided there from time to time, and would sometimes lay eggs in the more inhospitable areas to hatch, and would sometimes raid the nearby villages during mating season.
I tell the commoner, fear not, I am not like my people.
Oh, thank you. I didn't mean to be so rude. Forgive me. And he says, as they say, blood first, family second, and then turns around and sets some plates. Yeah, it is yet again eating time. Some house guards come in. One of them's like, "Oh, I'm so lucky. I'm getting breakfast off." And he sees Tento, at least. I don't know. Tyr, would you say that you're a quick to breakfast kind of individual? Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I think Tyr would first go out into the yard place.
Certainly, certainly. You see that the market is already again busy, and you see that some peasants seem to have arrived. I mean, they were already there yesterday, but just lots of them. And they wear some slightly pointy hats, and you see that they have got some crops. They got some wheat. They got a lot of rice. There's crops out there. It's real cropping hours. Who up?
I don't go all the way out.
Yeah.
I just go out into the yard where Morelos is sleeping, and I meditate.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you see a depression on the far side where Morelos would have been sleeping.
Well, I don't go to where he sleeps, but like the area.
Yeah. You're on like the far side. Yeah. You meditate. When you meditate, what is your objective? Just to clear your mind?
Yeah.
All right.
Just clearing my mind.
Nice dent.
You clear your mind, and there is nothingness, and it is good.
30 minutes, and then I'll walk back inside.
All right. You're back inside. And there is some breakfast going on. You smell delicious, nutritious kip eggs, and they've been scrambled. There's also some other fine delicacies. There's also a little bit of yogurt. And
do they have those breakfast
some
sausage
sliced
links?
oranges. You don't see any sausage out right now. Do you want to ask about it?
Sure.
You want to go up to? You want to ask? Would you ask one of the commoners who sets stuff out, or would you ask Karkin Kitso himself?
I would ask. Ooh, let me think about this. What was my character?
I feel like it's a commoner question. Like if you see them setting out the food and
Yeah, like they're bringing stuff out.
whatnot.
I'll ask Karkin. See these?
He's like, "Oh, my halfling friend, your famous chefs must make my humble abode seem a very cold hearth. But come, bring us that fine sausage, and let Tento appreciate our mixed meats. Come." And
Thank you, Karkin.
after
I
not too
appreciate
long,
this
yeah.
greatly.
There's some
Mixed
sausages.
meats, huh?
These sausages seem like they've just been pulled out of the barrel and spit by the fire, warmed up a bit. Nice and roasty, juicy. It is a pretty good sausage. It's actually pretty rich.
They like smoked
you,
nut flavor.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
you know it.
It's Darren's favorite.
Thank you,
And-
Karkin. I appreciate this. They are exquisite.
Of course. Anything for a friend, he says, like with a very bring me back that information about those satyrs kind of undertone. But yeah.
Yes, a great friend.
You guys have a hearty breakfast, and at some point, Karkin doesn't say anything, but he looks a little expectant, like maybe you guys are gonna pop off. It would be traditional to thank the host for his hospitality before departing.
I was planning.
As like dinner, Karkin, breakfast was wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine. He seems a little bit to really take the compliment sincerely coming from a halfling. Halflings have high standards for food. Or they just eat a whole lot of it. He's not sure which one you are. He's very happy to have met you guys, and he accepts your thanks, and he says, "Yes, well, best of luck traveling along the river."
Thank you, sir. We'll be meeting your son soon.
Wonderful, wonderful. And one piece of advice. I would avoid traveling at night, especially further upriver.
Oh. Why is that?
I think that means we gotta travel at night, guys.
I have just this morning received reports of Shiga in the area. So, you guys would know what a Shiga is. It's like this terrible, impish, licking, mischievous fiend. They rove in packs. They break and steal and eat and piss all over everything. And they are, generally speaking, a violent nuisance. Known
That's
as
David
much
when he's
for
drunk.
their... known almost as much for their sadism as they are for their property destruction. It's not normal that they would be wandering around a province unchecked. Karkin does not seem pleased to give you this information, but it seems like he would be remiss to not tell you.
That's interesting. Usually these guys don't hang around these kind of areas. What could be causing them to migrate around your province, sir?
That matter is being looked into, but we have already dispatched a Shiga suppression force. It shouldn't concern you. We can send a few Ashigaru to beat them down. They're scavengers. They won't stand and fight.
But if I do find out,
I doubt that there's anything unusual about this incursion, but if there were, well, it's always good to keep a friend appraised.
a friend indeed. A friend
Much
indeed.
appreciated.
Anytime. Yeah, so with that, you guys are here at the market. You know that there's a lot of boats on the river, and that there's probably some down at the wharf. You also know that there's roads on the sides of the river.
Oh. Can I see what I can get from the market? Actually, can I go back to that alchemist shop real quick?
Yeah, you guys,
Can I just tell the group real quick that I want to look at a alchemist shop real quick?
yeah, because I mean, I think that Tara and Morenlos worked together to figure out where the alchemist shop was. So I'm pretty sure they're interested.
I also would like to check out the alchemist shop.
Lonnie's going to actually stay behind a bit and just like go around thanking all the people who like serve them dinner and stuff like that, like giving them flowers and stuff like that.
They are surprised, and they find it decidedly quaint. And they're like, "Oh, thank you so much, Miss Gnome."
And of
That's
course, the viceroy, but not like a very special thank you, just the same thank you as everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, indeed. This hall is rarely hosted. A gnome. It is a great pleasure to welcome you into my hall. Now, of course, we were on other sides of that war, but actions first, blood second, as they say."
Okay.
So, Lonnie, you do anything other than that in the house, or?
No, she's just going to stay behind, so she's probably not going to go to the alchemist shop until later.
Okay. So, am I correct in believing that the rest of the party heads towards... You guys have, like, a huddle about, like, how are we getting to Bonewater? Or are you guys going to hit the alchemist shop before you worry about that?
I like to go to the alchemist for. Yeah.
Alright, yeah. So, Kiboncho, Tyr, Morenlos, Tento, you guys... Let me...
We're all formed together.
Let me grab you, and you guys pop on over to the Wharf District, which is a bit more bustling during the day. And, you're still the
Look
eye
at the-
for one.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, look, it's the halfling that I'm looking for.
Amazing. But yeah, so you guys see some peasants, some of them pushing carts
There's a creepy glowing purple eyeball.
Shh, I'm not here, guys.
Yeah. There's some peasants hanging out. They appear to be going around doing their business, moving things in and out of warehouses, trying to sell things from the boats or getting things off of the boats. And indeed, it seems the potion shop is this way. That's funny. You don't remember Tento being around when they were talking about where to find it with you. Would
Do I notice this?
Yeah, I mean, unless it seems like Tento's found out about it independendly.
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted. That's all.
Piece of shit. Noted.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit for knowing where something was.
Hmm.
Oh.
Alright, so yeah.
So,
Kibancho, as you are like walking down the street, one of the peasants looks over and says, "An anorak." You can roll me insight on that.
one?
I think
this
he's
one.
talking about you.
This one. You want to give me an insight?
Sure. Was it like, oh god, an anorak? Or was it like, oh, an
It
anorak?
sounded like an exclamation somewhere between the two.
I
Like,
think that's
excitement.
He's a little surprised.
Insight?
Yeah, 13. It doesn't sound hostile. It doesn't sound like fear. Yeah, oh, Morenlos, is that insight for right now, or is that an old one?
That's an old one.
Oh, that's
Over.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, the peasant,
Do I need to roll
he's
an
like,
insight?
no, you don't. The peasant comes up and says,
That's what
"Oh,
you have to-
excuse me, sir, if you could just a moment." He pulls out what appears to be like a belt buckle, and he's like, "In my village, it's believed that if an anorak rubs your belt buckle, you will have a bountiful next harvest. Please, we really struggled because of the war impacting planting season last year. If you could find it, it's like a bronze belt buckle that he's just pulled out of his pocket.
Mhm.
He's wearing a dusty hide belt that doesn't even really have a buckle, sort of like tied together. It seems to be like, it might be the most expensive thing this man owns, and it's not worth that much. But it is meticulously well cared for.
Okay.
Sir, can I ask what village you came from to have such a tradition? Or
He's like, "Oh, I'm from Kawaguri village. It's the one with the mill. The one with the mill right
Oh.
on the water. Yes, we have a strong stone embankment."
those are some interesting traditions.
Well,
Or-
I mean, it's just, I mean, no one from my village has seen an anorak since last generation. But oh yes, we have stories. He begins to recount a strange tale of involving river pirates and silk thread catching a boat that was like trying to make off with all of their harvest because someone met an anorak in the forest and like splinted one of their broken legs. Kabancho, you could roll history with a disadvantage to maybe have some idea what the fuck this guy's talking about, assuming it's not just made up.
Sure. You said with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Yeah,
This is alright.
seems like this story seems a little fantastical, but if it's not made up, it has some basis in something that you've never heard of.
Mhm.
Unless you're from like Gokuloi Forest to the northwest of this wild, it's perfectly possible that other tribes of Anoraks know about this, but you don't. But yeah,
I
he
will take his belt buckle and rub it and cast Prestidigitation to make it pristine.
his eyes grow wide as it glistens. He's like, "It is the story said. Thank you so much. What is your name?"
My name is Kibancho. Thank you for taking an interest to my people, my
Oh.
culture.
Herr Kibancho.
And when
Thank
I hand
you.
the buckle back,
Yeah.
I
And
also
he-
hand him 2 silver coins.
he sees it and he's like, I cannot refuse this generosity, even though I know I should. Thank you so much. This will help. This will help my family. And he bows his head and he introduces himself as Hanj Juneshi, and he says I have crops to attend to. Thank you so much, Herr Kibancho. Again, he insists on using the honorific that would mark you as a knight, and then leaves to attend to his things, kissing his belt buckle and like with a spring in his step, like yippee.
Do you want to touch my belt buckle next, man? Give some good luck.
He's down the street before that.
That's a once a day thing. For the people, you know.
Are you sure? I don't know. It's my first time hearing about this. Maybe it's twice a day thing. Sure, don't want to try?
I mean, it's my first time hearing about it, but maybe once we're on the road. That'll be a reward for getting on the road.
It must be nice for people to appreciate your kind.
Yeah, this was the first. I've not experienced this before. It's very unusual.
You hear a lot of people moving around the docks. You see some peasants moving up and down the street, conversing with some commoners. You also spy a riverbold.
Whoa.
Yeah, a river clutch kobold. He's walking down the street in some pretty fine attire. He's just like casually smoking a pipe, some white tendrils coming out with one hand. He looks over and he says, "Oh my, I do declare, what an eclectic collection of individuals upon the street this fine day."
You're quite interesting yourself, sir.
You do me a kindness, but I think you'll find that we have many of the riverbold clutch here in the Wharf District.
Is he gonna sell us Kentucky Fried Chicken next?
No.
Okay. That's good to know.
He does seem to be like, does have like a little bit of that like Cajun going on. Like you think he might like be prepared to like cook you some like fine Southern Louisiana like food, but he doesn't have the stuff on him to do it right now. He blows a smoke ring that makes like an interesting shape, almost like a spiraling coil, and says, "Well, good day to you then. I believe I must tend to the used ship." And walks on. Anybody wants to could roll me a history or a nature to know what you might mean by the used ship.
History or nature? What's my better stat?
Should be the same unless you have proficiency in one of them.
Okay.
I double-clicked. I'm sorry. 11's the first one.
I'm at normal.
My rolls have been crap all game so far.
Let's try and
That was a
get them out
6.
of your way so you don't die later.
Yeah, better now than later. We saw what happened when you started with a nat 20.
Y'all ain't know nothing about no use. You are not particularly well versed in riverbold culture.
Interesting. Well, that was interesting, fella. What are we
Interesting
smoking?
indeed. Let us buy our potions and get on the way.
My present.
Yeah. So you see an old man reading a book and talking to a peasant who's gesticulating emphatically. You can vaguely hear him saying something about these were worth twice as much last year. The man over the counter responds, "Oh yeah, do you guys want to go and I can open the door for you."
Oh, I didn't see the door, sorry.
It's good. It's good. And the man says, "Listen. The price of beggar's noose has gone down since the war. You had to know it. Please, look around the establishment. Maybe I can trade like for like." The peasant throws up his hands and says, "Find someone else." "I'm not so sure about that." The individual calls behind him and says, "Oh, excuse me, where are my manners? My name is Doc Ho. How can I help you?"
Hello, sir. We just happened to pass by your lovely shop when it was closed, and we were quite curious of what was inside. So wait till morning to visit.
He gesticulates. You see some more potions. It's put a little weird, but he has some potions now set out that were like, in somewhere else last night. Certainly not left out on the shelf.
Yeah.
They have various like flowing colors and looks. Some of them look red and delicious. Others a curdling green. Some a regal purple, an ocean blue, a teal. And he says, I deal in alchemical goods and herbs. Here at Daco's Alchemy, you can find just about anything your regular street alchemist would have.
Very nice,
I was
very
not
nice.
with that character when he discovered your shop last night. However, I was looking to buy some healing potions. Might you have any?
A healing potion. Indeed. Now, he gesticulates to some on the shelf, and he says, now, normally, I always go for 50 gold a pop, but I'm prepared to make you a special offer of 40. He seems a little bit nervous.
40 gold for a potion? Are you sure you couldn't charge perhaps a little less?
Do you know how much these things cost to make? And the time and the resources involved?
Now, do we know anything about the whatever they were talking about prior to us entering?
They were talking about a route called Beggar's Noose. If you want to roll me either a nature or a herbalism kit proficiency, or a survival, then you might know what that is.
All of these
Well,
things I'm
lucky
actually good at, and I'm not there for it.
So it's Tara, but actually Tara already rolled that before and actually knows what it is.
Yeah. Morenlos,
Unlucky.
you know Beggar's Noose. It grows where there has recently been violent bloodshed. It is often used as an additive in some potions. You know it can be used to make a poison, but that it's not inherently poisonous itself.
Okay. I'll try to barter with him. How much gold do I have? I don't know if we're keeping track of that. Oh, I have
You
10
are.
still. So
You start with 10.
yeah, there's no way that I'm buying a potion for 40 gold.
No way, you're
Do you
not.
want me help to barter?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's got a higher barter skill or
Yeah.
whatnot, but
I would say that Kai and Tento, Tyr and Tento, as thieves, you're pretty well appraised of the fact that, like, 50 gold pieces is actually the going rate for the weakest health potion.
Was he buying the weakest? Jeebus. Is he selling the weakest?
That's what he's talking about.
Oof. You know what?
He's a street alchemist. He can't do, like... He's not making elixirs of life saving. He ain't mixing no potion of diminution. But when you drink them, they heal 2d4 plus 2.
so
You know
I'm
what?
like, I can't afford 40 gold.
Well, Tento, you've been
You
collecting from the unfortunate.
The unfortunate didn't even have 40 gold.
Hmm?
The unfortunate don't even have 40 gold.
Even after you sold the spare equipment.
Yeah, man, that only sold for like 30. I'm just
Yes, but
saying.
I wonder if last night you may have made some more golds. Plus, we could really use some healing as Cabancho is not at his strongest.
First, no, I did not make any more money. At night, I went for a walk. Second, yes, while he is not being the best at the moment, I'm pretty sure something else that's cost 40 gold. We can use that to get better equipment.
Well, we are going to an armory that I was able to negotiate.
Yeah, which means we could just save our money for something else. 40 gold for a potion that a street alchemist made? Like, come on, guys. I'm not gonna let this guy try to haggle us.
He's
I mean,
like, well,
That seems reasonable to me.
He's like, if 40 gold is out of your price range, I'm also selling poultices, which might help individuals in what I gather to be your field. He looks at how, like, well-armed you guys are. And yeah, he basically says that he has some poultices which will allow you to, as an action, apply them to someone who is in a critical state and automatically stabilize them without having to make a medicine roll.
How much? Ooh.
Ooh.
How much are those?
Once.
How?
15 gold for him.
How about
Seems
you
weird
give
that
us
only 15 gold for such a valuable item, yet a simple healing potion would be 40.
He's like, oh, well, I mean, simple is one way of putting it, but generally speaking, only nobles can afford healing potions and the like. Or those who come by a lot of money in other ways.
How about we do 40 for both those items?
He's like, now you're trying to haggle with me. I'm already giving you an offer of less. I'm not sure that there's anything in that formula, but tell me, do you have anything you'd like to trade? Perhaps we could help each other out here.
I have rice. Do you want some food? I have a bag of rice and what else do I have actually?
Couple
And-
bottles of sake.
Yeah, a couple bottles of sakes.
He's like, sake makes a good alchemical base, but I can get sake from any old peasant. Say, why don't you give, well, alright. How many bottles of sake do you have?
I have 2.
Allow me to sniff them, if you would.
Of course.
He pops one of them. Alright. I'll sell you a poultice for 8 gold and these bottles of sake.
Is that just the critical item, not the healing potion?
That's just the stabilize from critical.
Hmm.
In preference, healing potion also gets someone up from down. It also gives them up at that much health. He's not talking about getting someone back in the fight with the poultice, it just stabilizes them.
Hmm.
Take the deal.
Yeah, but that's just for the stabilizing item, not for the health potion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than nothing.
You're basically selling your water skins of nothing
Okay.
that you're going to use for 7 gold.
Cabancho and Morelos might know this after traveling with Lonnie for a bit, but she is proficient with an herbalism kit and has one on her, and that can also help stabilize people, I believe.
Indeed.
I don't know if I can do that in combat, like how long it takes, but
I think you can. I can look up the specifics, but yeah, no. So like, Lonnie is pretty well able to stabilize people. It's just that anyone could use the poultice.
I think that...
What about 45 sake, poultice, and potion?
He says 50, and it's still a steal because normally those potions go for 50.
This is where Morenlos looks at Tento and is like, just take the deal. It'll save our lives.
Oh no.
Or
This
it
man's-
may save our lives, more like. Not will, but may.
This man's business doesn't look like it's doing so well. He's trying to just drain us for what he can from us.
Really? So, I mean,
He gesticulates around, and he's like, I have a lab. I have a nice glass window. I've got books. I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest. Perhaps
his
your
race is
halfling
pretty
friend would
average.
be interested in some bifocals. I don't make them, but I'm sure you can find someone.
Say
I get
bifocals.
in close to Tentos
He
and
gets in close.
I whisper to him, so that nobody else can hear. And I'm like, we're about to make 500 gold. Give this man what he wants so that we may accomplish this mission with no casualties.
No, we're about to make 100 gold each. Would you like to chip in then?
I mean, obviously. If I'm saying it like we are going to make 500 gold, shit, it may even save your life.
So what I'm hearing is, so Morenlos is willing to chip in his 10 GP?
If you're willing to chip in a 10 GP, I'll chip in the 40.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So he'll go 40-10 with you. All right. So, Morenlos, you put what remains, I believe, what remains of your gold on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And Tento, you drop 40, and he's like, "Oh, well then." He gives you the poultice and the 2 bottles of sake.
Mm-hmm.
He gives you +1/+1 healing poultice as action, stabilize critical creature.
And I swipe the goods off the table and put them in my inventory.
Like, fuck you do. No, you don't.
Your bitch ass is just gonna die on the battlefield anyways.
You're gonna be too busy raging.
So, you got a... So, yeah,
I'll take the potion.
that is 1 potion of healing for 2d4 plus 2 HP. And, Lonnie, would you say that you've concluded your business by now?
Yeah, but I don't think I know where they went. So I am both
no.
looking for a missing Kara and a missing party.
A gnome wanders into a street, and...
She knows where it's at, because she was there when I...
Oh, yeah.
I found out.
You were there with the flower
Also,
merchant when they found
I am
out.
standing in front of the window. I don't know if Lonnie would notice a giant spider person from down the street.
Well, Lonnie, what's your passive perception?
True.
12?
I don't know. I think.
notice.
Well, you might have noticed, but there's like a cart like laden with rice, and the person like pushing it hasn't seen you, and it's like getting precariously close. As you look around, like absent, you're like, what? And then there's like a cart about to be on you. How do you react?
Man, do I even notice this cart? I feel like I'd be focusing on trying to find them.
Yeah, you notice it when it's like there's a 5-foot square between you.
Oh, I guess I am ducking and covering.
Give me that dex save or acrobatics at your preference.
With advantage because she's small, right?
No.
But she could just duck under it.
Oh, that's true. Actually, you couldn't get under.
That's
the
what I'm hoping!
Yeah, advantage for the size. Advantage for the size on that.
Oh, thank goodness. Honestly, neither one of them makes a difference.
All right, so you kind of like get like bumped by the cart. You take 1 bludgeoning damage and wind up inside the bundle of rice. And the peasant stops. He's like, "Oh, what was that?" He's like, "Oh no, I've hit a child. No. Oh wait, you are not a child." Oh God, I'm sorry. Are you hurt? Are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Wait, are you a gnome?
Yeah, what? Is that important?
He's like, no, I've just, haven't seen one of you since the war. And he gets like 1,000-yard stare, and you could hear like the Vietnam sounds in the background, like M16's firing.
I
Fortunate
thought you
Son
was gonna say it's
plays.
good luck if a gnome rose his belt buckle.
It's good luck if.
The gnome rubs each and every individual ride screen.
He's like, oh well, let me help you down from there. I'm sorry.
Thanks. If you don't mind, helping me out a little bit more, I'm just looking for some of my friends.
Yeah.
Well, Kiki, kind of stands out. He looks like a big spider.
Oh yeah. I saw them. He points down the this place, and you look again. You thought you looked there earlier, and you see Cabancho just straight up standing in a window. Here's a question, Cabancho. Were you like looking out the window while that happened?
No, I'm definitely looking inside. Like,
Oh, okay.
looking at
So yeah, so your back's to it. You
the
see,
transaction.
you see his coat. Yeah. So you see Cabancho is in there, and Dako hands over all the goods. If you guys, I'd say Morenlos, as you're like engaged in the transaction, you might see this book. appears to be written in a strange series of characters that you don't recognize, unless you speak Joseon.
No, I do not.
Yeah, or Joseon. You notice a weird illustration of some sort of, like, river monster with, like, 2 tentacles or claws or something. It's not exactly clear. There's lots of writing about it. Seems to be flipping through some sort of bestiary. He's like, well, I'm happy to do business with you. If you need anything else, I am, of course, here. I also have some books.
I have no need of books nor the gold for them. This is where I step away from the counter.
Indeed. Dako collects his money and tries to sip off one of the bottles of sake. He's like, Lonnie.
Hey guys, is Tara not here either?
You've seen that Tara has gone in search of squirrels. She'll meet back up with you at a convenient time in the future.
Hey,
Yeah, she said
man.
she was gonna look for more friends. You know,
Okay.
Yes,
her usual stroll.
might have been nice to have her here with her knowledge. You as well. But we did manage to barter for a poultice as well as a healing potion.
Oh,
Hey,
yay.
Lonnie, you look a little. Is that a bump on your head?
Yes,
It's
is this a piece of rice?
Is that a piece of rice? You got a little hungry there?
just a little trouble on the way here.
With rice?
Well, are we gonna head out now, or?
I guess you don't love it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be heading out soon.
Yes, we need to get on the road before nightfall.
Indeed. So here's a question for you guys. What you guys haven't talked about it yet, but what is the group plan for travel here?
Does anyone know how to drive a cart?
Drive a cart?
Well, yeah.
I have proficiency in land vehicle, which
Ooh.
doesn't specify what.
Yeah, no. So
Are you the land vehicle?
Actually, that does mean that he knows how to. I think it is called driving a cart, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But you can.
Oh,
He,
so do we-
he knows how to handle the reins.
So we need to find some horses maybe to travel.
I'm sure they'll give us some horses.
That guy didn't say anything about giving you horses.
Also
Oh,
didn't ask.
It's fine.
I assume that we would pick up a majority of the stuff at the armory once we get there.
True, armory is
Alright.
definitely the first stop.
So I guess we're just walking then. If we can't find horses.
Well, you know that there are a lot of boats. Of course, most of them have been going downriver. But the docks are literally like down this way, and you can like go and see everything that's there if you're so interested, so inclined.
we want.
How many days is it to the next village? Because the path is like riddled with villages.
The path is fucked up with villages. You will probably pass multiple villages before nightfall if you want to just hoof it.
I'm okay with walking. That's how we usually go with our missions.
Walking
Doesn't- I didn't know that we were planning to do anything else, so
Walking it
I-
is.
roll
Oh
20.
man, we're walking. Okay.
You don't even walk. You hide in a bag.
Yeah, Lonnie, you didn't get a ride recently. You don't have to walk. You've helped me out a lot.
Thanks.
Tried to at least drag your body.
Yeah. So you guys, basically, what I'm hearing is y'all peace out from this place without checking out the wharfs, and you head to.
I would like to ask the shopkeep real quick if he has anything that resemble sort of like a smoke bomb.
And he's like, I know how to make those. Yeah.
May I get 2 of those and 3 glass bottles?
Glass bottles?
Is this after we leave, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can leave. I'll stay behind to do this real quick.
I was like, are you like trying to keep this from us, or
No,
are you
no,
just
no.
doing this in front
I'm
of
just
us?
buying this because after the healing potion, I just want to get my own stuff.
So he's willing to talk, and he's like, well, yes, I could tell you something that I think would create a bit of a smoke screen for you. He takes out like a little something, and it looks like it's basically like two ceramic small bottles that are like melded together at like this hilt. And he's like, yeah, just throw this at the ground and break it, and it'll, create a smoke screen. It's 25 gold.
Oof. For 2?
He's like, 1.
You want to throw in those glass bottles and I'll buy them?
Call it 30 and we have a deal.
Fine.
You got some glass vials. You got two glass flasks, right?
Yeah.
All right, and so the group departs. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
I will say, as
To
soon as
the
we step out of the shop,
armory?
I'm gonna ask Tento, like, you had 70 gold on you to spare?
I was gonna ask him.
That's
You
not
guys.
that's not to spare, guys.
You made me give up my 10, and you had that
You made me
much?
give up 40.
I made you save our lives.
No, you
I'm
didn't.
done with this conversation before I enrage and kick his ass.
You just want to be a bitch.
All right.
I'm
so,
not trying to be a bitch.
Lonnie's
I had 10
gonna
gold. I had to spend it.
Nah, I'd spend 40.
since Mirandos looks a little upset about this, so Lonnie's gonna give him 3 gold.
I'll accept it.
Which is over
I
half of
wouldn't-
mine gold.
I wouldn't normally,
mm,
but I'm a little upset at the situation and how I spent 100% of my gold and this fool spent nothing.
And
And
you tried
he is thinking that I spent more than him.
I did spend more than you.
so yeah.
Also on the way, does Lonnie know if like either Mirandos or Cabancho is particularly well versed in history?
I am not.
1 point, I think. Yeah, 1 point.
It's big fat 0 for me.
I think mine's 1.2.
To try to distract Mirandos from apparently turning out Tinto's throat soon. Hey Mer, do you know anything about the war last year?
No.
I would say
Okay.
all of you would know that it happened, and you would also know that it was fought between the Tessin clan and the Safu clan. The Safu clan lost, the Tessin clan won. The Tessin clan employed Dwarken allies, who are like lizard-riding humans who live close to dwarves in the mountains, and hobgoblin mercenaries from the nearby Hobbins, which is to say a province run by hobgoblins.
So, no more than the normal person would know, I suppose.
Is the knowledge of like where the gnomes fell in that, was that common? Is that common knowledge to non-gnomes?
So oh no, they're talking about a different war. They're talking about a war like a decade ago. That war,
okay.
like the war against the dwarves. Dwarves and gnomes, some of them often live together. Gnomes aren't exactly frontline fighters, but many of them live in the dwarven vac, and that is nearest to you. And when the fight came, they fought.
Although Lonnie did not grow up with gnomes, so
Yeah, that's also not really your flavor of gnome who tends to live in the mountain.
so
I
she
think-
would not know this, nor would Mirandos, I'm assuming.
If you ask Renlos about that war, I think most people would know that some.
That's the war I
gnomes
was
live
trying to
with
talk
dwarves.
about.
Yeah. That was the Big Bang. But yeah, you guys, you know that you can get about 30 miles in a day. You're in some like fieldy scrubland. Based on the map, you know there's a village here, a village here.
Before we get too deep, did we skip the armory?
The armory is
Yes,
in
we-
Bonewater.
Oh, right.
This is
Okay,
where
so we're on the
Bonewater is.
It's along the way.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
I just want to
Bonewater.
make sure we didn't skip the,
Didn't skip it. Yeah, no, it's all the way out here.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Indeed. So, stopping by basically any of the villages would be kind of like out of your way. You know that one of the villages looks like it's about a day's walk due west. You've already spent some time doing business in the city, but even with that, you should be able to make it in time. If you just cut right through the fields and all that jazz, and then right past Safushiro, the castle that rules this realm, this province.
Do we have the son of the Lord with us at this point?
He is in Bonewater.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So
We're going
they're
to
all in the same place, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I said we cut to the field and just head straight.
Yeah.
as
Straight,
far as
straight to
possible.
War.
I don't want to have to keep watch at night, so I'd rather have a safe place to sleep.
All right. We press on straight forward. How hard could it be? Who in the group do you feel would be the Pathfinder, considering that Pathfinder rolls survival?
Man, if
Cursor.
only our druid was here.
For survival.
That's a
I'm
wisdom stat.
I'm a 5 survival.
Yeah, so I
Ooh.
think your survivor is a. It's just very easy terrain to
I'm a
navigate.
5-2. No, wait, I'm a
Ooh.
3. I'm a 3, sorry.
Yeah, so it would be advantage on survival if Morenlos takes point as the Pathfinder.
I have no
Sure.
objections.
I have no objections.
Okay, so do I lead us?
Well, did you roll?
All right. Yeah, no. You cut through and make good time. You avoid the bend of the river, and most of the villages. Although you do see
Wait.
some outlying farmsteads.
Which roll do we take from again?
The first one.
Okay.
Well, he was actually rolling with advantage.
There are
so
no
Oh.
proper.
one.
You don't see anything like the main stone roads
Yeah.
since you've left the coast. The dirt paths that you travel along are pretty basic. When you guys find yourselves in the shadow of Safushiro, a castle right on the river, which rules over this domain. There's no castle town here. The town really is Safushi. It's just they're kind of divided by several miles. And yeah, you see some people, some peasants are gathered around. There's a lot of Uritus, and you can't help but notice in the distance some giant lizards bathing on the rocks on the edges of Safushiro Castle.
Oh, those
Okay.
look really cute.
The Mon of Clan Tessin flies high. As you proceed by, you find yourselves on a lovely riverside road.
I don't suppose I'm allowed to make a nature check to know what those giant lizards might be.
You can make a nature control. Yeah, you see the empty paddies to your east, embanked by some greenery to prevent the water from degrading the edges with the roots, and on the other side, a dirty river. With all its silt and such from the flood. Nature 17. Yeah, so you know that those giant lizards are native to mountains and mountainous areas. This is not a mountainous area. This is the coast. They've been brought here. Yeah, so you guys are walking along. If you would, for no particular reason, show me how you guys would be advancing along this river.
How we would be advancing?
The line order.
Like,
I'm
this is
assuming
forward.
Renlos would be
Uh,
up front because he's guiding us.
Pathfinder, yeah.
I am behind Kabancho since I am riding on his spidery self.
Okay, there we go. My roll 20 is like being whack.
Yeah, this seems about right. Well, yeah. I would think I'd be a little further up just to make sure if anything troubling happens.
Mhm.
That's a pretty good setup, actually.
All right. Yeah. So you guys are just, walking along, and there's a lot of boats drifting down the river. You hear a cracking sound. Something is wrapped around one of them, and you see two halves of a boat sort of float with debris broken and cargo lost to the waters very near the river's edge. There are also some commoners who are fearful for their lives.
Mm.
I engage and attempt to save any lives.
All
So
right, all right.
Lonnie down and head towards the water.
Yeah, Morenlos, you have a swim speed, right?
Would that be on my character sheet?
Oh, it should be, but I might not have put it on right because it's not something that's easy to place. I'll figure it out for Tortels. Yeah.
They aren't natural swimmers, but they can hold their breath for a real long time.
Okay, then give me either athletics or acrobatics. All of you who go in the water to save people.
I'm not.
Oops, I double clicked again. Sorry.
Hey, my first good roll.
You managed to draw them both out of the
How do
water.
you swim?
Waterlogged, but more or less
Why
fine.
don't I swim?
You just float?
I just do extreme donkey paddle,
Afterwards,
okay?
I worked to retrieve their cargo. I don't know if anybody assists me in that. I feel like Darren probably is interested.
I'm
I would
definitely
too.
interested in cargo. Do I have to roll?
Yeah, if you want to go in there for the roll me athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Oh, come
You
on.
no longer hear those sounds. You are by the river during the day.
Oh, hopefully I don't drown.
Yeah, you don't manage. Your diminutive form and poor performance in swimming don't really allow you to do much in terms of retrieving the barrels. But some of the cargo is saying, like, oh, thank you, at least we'll have something. And they thank you. They tell you that their names are Lon and Jan. And they greet you and say, thank you so much. You saved our lives and our cargo. I don't have any money because, we were going to sell these to make the money, but please. They pop open the barrels and offer you what appears to be a hunk of cheese. Please, take this, this keffel. Keffel otairi is goat or sheep cheese, They seem to have been transporting large amounts of it.
Thank
Jeez.
you. Gratefully appreciate that. What happened in the water? What happened to your boat?
We don't know. Strong current knocked us towards the edge of the river, and then was like something popped it.
Is there anything I can observe on the boat to maybe tell a bit more?
Roll and investigate on what the wreckage that remains of the boat nearby, sort of caught in the mud.
Can I roll anything to see if there's like a natural thing, like animal thing,
Yeah.
or is this
Yeah.
not
You
normal?
roll nature.
Sorry, I had advantage on.
Oh, good. We'll just take the one on the left. Alright, so Tento. And Lonnie. Tento and Lonnie notice that there is a bit of a smudged, like, clear debris. Not debris, like, gel near the edges where it cracked, and also a small tearing looking like a translucent surface bit of a scale.
That's odd.
That doesn't sound like something that should be in a river. That sounds like something that should be in a sea.
Can I
What's
take the
odd?
scale?
Or were you not speaking in character?
No, I was taking these through. That's odd. There's this odd scale in this boat. Can I pick up the scale? Or is it bigger than me?
Yeah, you can pick up the scale.
Lonnie's gonna start like looking up and down the river to see if she can catch sight of anything.
Yeah, roll me a perception. Anybody who wants to like scan the river.
I will scan the river because my perception is amazing.
Back to
Is it
Crapples.
amazing? It seems like
Oh wow,
Kai
321s.
and I are amazing. Oh,
And my
Nice.
6.
Okay, yeah. So you guys see
not
fins and a swirling body moving north along the river. The boats that are on the river have steered away from the crash site, not sure what it is, but not wanting to risk their own cargoes. And the shadow continues to the north.
Well, that doesn't look
Seems like
friendly.
you
No,
guys-
sorry, to the west.
Yeah, it seems like you
I'm-
guys were attacked by a creature of some sort.
Why would it?
I think
You're lucky to be alive.
What?
I
in
think
these
if
waters?
they were I think if they were attacked, they would not be here. I think that it's more like they bumped into it.
But
Either way,
that's not supposed to be here.
That strange.
Here,
that's-
yeah.
That's from the ocean. And we're kind of getting far from the ocean now, and it's getting further inland.
You see, Safushi Castle is not that far to your east. It looks like you see a lot of excited movement. It's possible they're responding.
Do we dare
we
investigate?
can check that out.
Do we want to investigate, guys, or do we just want to continue on with the mission on hand?
Lonnie asked the two commoners like, have you heard any rumors about someone called the River Queen around here?
Their eyes go wide and they look at each other and they're like, "You don't think we haven't done anything to offend?" They look back and forth and they're like, "What do you know about the River Queen?"
Well,
As much as you're willing to tell us?
we're trying to make this place safer, and just a lot of any information would help us with that.
They look back and forth. Can you roll me a persuasion?
Me?
Yeah.
Can I assist in that since I'm super horn?
Yeah. You want to give her advantage, or do you want to roll the persuasion yourself?
I will give her advantage.
All right, so roll me again and see if it's higher. Never mind. 14 is RNGesus
We
has
tried.
decreed. They look at
She
it
is kind
and
of like
say-
shouting at them from well in
Yeah.
the middle of the road and far
Yeah.
away from the water.
Lon comes forward and says, "Well, the River Queen some superstition from out west in the hills. They say the ghost of a woman killed in the war haunts the boats up there. They say at night she comes out, mist on the water, an intense blue glow, and lots of new superstitions about her. She's only been appearing since the war ended a year ago.
Interesting.
And
But
can I
I thought
assume that this is not normal for a spirit to linger?
yeah, you can assume that it's not super normal. You could roll me religion.
I mean, we have encountered a spirit very recently.
Yeah.
Who was lingering?
Well, that was a different type of spirit.
Yeah, so
though.
he
In a
was
shrine.
he was bound within a spirit tablet that had been broken fairly recently. For a spirit to like haunt an area for like a year, it's not unheard of. But you don't have any specific knowledge, and you've heard many strange stories, so you could believe it, or it could be not true. Peasants tend to exaggerate or get something wrong because they're not from the area that she's rumored to operate. It's all been a long game of telephone without any digital communications. So, I mean, these guys are kind of surprised to even hear the rumor's real.
Interesting. You guys know anything else?
I know how to make goat cheese.
As we can see, thank you very much.
Jan's like, oh, I know how to milk sheep.
That is a skill that we do not know.
Well, thank you so much for helping us. I guess we're going to get rolling these barrels. It's going to be dark soon.
Good luck with that. I think we should also be on our way.
The way you're moving the barrels in Roll 20 is funny.
Who claims the cheese? And do I need to note this or not?
You want that hunk of cheese? Yeah, note it. Note it.
I mean, I have 3 gold to my name since I'm not a body looting motherfucker. So
Yeah, that body looting motherfucker bought most of the health potion.
after I intimidated him too.
Tento, you picked up a scale, right?
Yeah. Think it sells for a lot?
Can I just see it? I'll give it back.
Sure. As long as I get back.
Can I maybe do a nature check to see if I can identify it from the scale?
Yeah. Certainly, certainly. You see, it's like a translucent bit of almost like a shed snakeskin in some ways, but it seems to have been ripped a bit at the edges. Like this came off abrasively.
Like all of them's 11s.
14, 14, 11, 11.
And on that note, we take a 10-minute break until 10:45. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out.
Grab your waters, go to your bathroom breaks.
Shit, I'm gonna get another beer. Those big
Or
bottles
beer.
are nice though.
What is that, 20 ounces?
It's 1 pint, 6 fluid ounces.
16 ounces, yeah.
Also,
No,
it's a very
No, sorry, that's one thing. It's 1 pint, 6 ounces. I don't know why it says it like
Wait,
that.
Wait, what? Does it say 1 pint and 6 ounces?
It says 1 pt, 6 fluid ounces. So I'm assuming it means a pint, 6 fluid ounces.
But
So
why does it
it'd
say
be-
6?
What, 22? It'd be 22
Yeah, it'd be
ounces.
22 ounces? Why don't they just put 22 ounces? That makes...
to be bougie.
To be stupid. Nah,
Bad
that's
and, bad
really
and
shitty.
bougie, one might say.
But yeah, Lee, that was a good use of a theme park background noise.
I know, right? I was thinking
were-
the same thing.
Were there like theme parks? Like was it like the sound of a merry-go-round or something?
You
pull
can hear
that
the sound of
trigger
roller
for Roller
coasters.
Coaster Tycoon.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
Alright,
I am
I'll be right back.
quite impressed with the art and stuff, though. And you're pretty quick with the
Cobbling
adding
everything together.
book or a table or whatever.
Oh, you're too kind.
Be right back.
So, are we thinking that we just saw the River Queen, or we just saw something else?
Ooh. Who knows?
Well, you know.
What? Me holding out on you? It's more likely than you think.
Kai, do you have a scarf on?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I saw that correctly. So want to make sure. I was like, is he wearing? At first, I thought it was a turtleneck or something. I was like, no, that's a scarf. Ah,
Looking fashionable in quarantine.
yeah, he's getting ready.
By the way, it is so amusing watching. Like, it is entertaining watching you two haggle. That was great.
Thanks. For such a calm turtle, he's super aggressive towards me.
I am waiting for this like fight.
I think he definitely wants it to happen.
Just make sure you do it when we're not about to get into combat. I don't want to have to waste my healing spells on your silly little brawl.
We'll see.
It'll happen when it happens.
Yeah, it's gonna happen eventually. I'm pretty sure he wants it to happen, so.
Do we know what Morenos' wisdom is?
Pretty high.
Ooh, then Kento might be in trouble because I'm not even sure if you can hide from Morenos then.
I mean, it's all up to the dice.
I mean, and where you put expertise in.
I did put expertise in stealth.
Okay, so not all is lost. Have you guys thought about subclasses yet? I think Kai was going for a shadow.
I need to look at the list of subclasses again. Where do I find them?
It depends on if you want to go with like just base subclasses or if you want to delve into Unearthed Arcana too. I think there's only two. No, there's three in in the core book. One is an assassin, one's a thief, and one is an arcane trickster. Arcane trickster starts getting some spells. But they also get an invisible mage hand, which is pretty dope.
Invisible mage hand? What does that mean?
It's a small little hand that can like help you. It can't like lift stuff, but I think you can lockpick with it. So you can actually lockpick at like distance. Also, it's invisible because like I did Arcane Trickster once. It was fun fucking with people's minds. Assassin is really good at if you get the drop on people. Like if you thought sneak attack was good, assassinate's even better. But they also tend to be more charisma people because they also like try to pass off as other, like disguise themselves as other people and do forgery.
Indeed.
I don't remember what thieves do. I know that they can like lockpick faster. So David, when are you predicting the fight between you and Tento is gonna happen?
It's fucking coming.
You want it to happen.
I don't want it to happen.
Yes,
My
you do.
character
You are
does.
so
No, I
aggressive
don't.
towards me.
It's my character. Do you
No,
disagree?
it's you. Yes,
It's not me.
for a calm turtle, you are super aggressive towards me.
You were
Eric,
really
I-
trying to haggle that person down. I will
I
say.
am no way aggressive towards you except
You are
for
super
that shot.
aggressive
That was it.
towards me.
What?
Oh, you're lagging there. You're lagging.
Oh,
Give it a second.
I
Give it a
wouldn't say-
second.
I wouldn't say he's being aggressive. I just say he's suspicious, which
Right.
you know.
You are lagging. Oh,
Yeah, David.
Yeah,
you
David,
can hear
you
us.
have
You might,
frozen.
you might
for that
tr-
shot. What?
You might try
Aggression.
a refreshing, whereby. But I mean, yeah, he hasn't done anything that's aggressive. He's just observed, like 9 times out of 10.
He's talking about when he told him to stop haggling with the shopkeep. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, that is one time. But hey, we'll see how it evolves.
How am I now?
You come through
give
5 by
it a
5.
couple minutes.
So not good still.
No, it sounds good.
Yeah, you are moving and everything. Like everything seems normal.
Okay, you're
on your
eating
end.
now. Yeah, yeah.
You're eating now.
No, I heard you guys just fine, but I
You were lagging for us.
Whereby
though.
can be weird. Like sometimes you're talking and someone's like, "Is Lee there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm there." And like they can't hear you, but you can hear them.
It
Yeah.
looks like
I'm back.
Shin is back.
Yep.
Is Kai still here?
oh, there's a whole network error. Damn. All
Okay.
of it.
I think everyone's back.
Amazing. So
Just don't mind me while I enjoy amazing cookies.
Cookies.
Yeah, no, Darren, I'm not. Like, I enjoy and what you're doing, but I
Oh.
feel my character not be.
oh shit, did
You're lagging again.
does Whereby just
David.
not want David to explain this? Because Whereby just fucking. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about Whereby as a website, by the way, guys. I'll work on it.
No, David said something about like a whole network error. But yeah,
Yep,
he.
no, he just disconnected himself.
I think he was saying that he wasn't like trying to get at Darren. I just think that you guys have like really opposing characters because like he has the wisdom to notice the stuff that you're pulling.
Yeah,
and
but I'm
he's
not
also
the only
cares.
one who's wandering off at night.
Yeah, but you see, Kai has Tyr has mastered the art of flying casual.
That
You also
did
talk a
actively
lot.
save me.
Tento talks a lot and also starts letting stuff slip, I think.
Are we hearing? All right,
No.
David, can you hear us?
Yeah, I've been able to hear you guys just fine.
Okay.
Is us
You
hearing
are
him
normal
though.
for now.
For me.
Oh, and there it goes again. It's,
Turn off the webcam from now. See if that helps.
yeah.
Why is
I-
doing this right now?
It might just
Technical
be
issues.
It might just be a
Really?
David thing.
What the fuck?
Oh wait, he's talking. Keep
no,
talking,
trust-
David. Are you talking?
Was that working?
I'm hearing you.
Are we-
Keep talking.
I'm
Yeah, just
talking.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be a little
I'm
bit better.
talking. Okay,
Yeah.
so no webcam, I guess it is. It's fine.
For-
I don't
Just
worry.
message us if it sounds like we don't hear you.
We
It's
have
okay,
we
no
have
one wants
lost
to see your ugly
David's
facial hair.
beautiful
Yeah,
face.
I don't want to be sneaking around and not have anybody hear me about it.
Okay.
I do not have these water skins in my inventory anymore.
All
Unless I
right,
took
so
back the bottles. That'd be nice if I did.
we're back.
So Morelos is pocketing the cheese.
Just
Just
make sure
turtle-
to get rid of that
tur-
before it goes bad, please.
Turtles love cheese.
hmm So yeah, the textures are loading. Sorry guys, Roll20 is like being really weirdly laggy on like my desktop, now also kind of my laptop. It's of course a great night for
Roll20
technical difficulties.
Roll20 might just be lagging. When I click on something, it takes a while, which also might be why David is double clicking, because it might not register and he clicks it again.
It do be like that sometimes, unfortunately. But yeah, so you guys travel extensively, and the end of a good long trip, you find yourselves as the sun is about to be setting in a village. Wait, did I actually turn on the line of sight in here? Yes, I did. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
We have lots of shadows.
What Ooh. Kai. Mass for the Dead is you can download it now. Just letting you know.
Alright, so there appears to be a dispute in the street. You hear some people yelling and shouting a little. And, yeah.
We have lots of shadows.
Oh.
Was that Casey coming from a different mic?
No, that was me pulling up the Twitch.
Okay, I was like, that was a while ago. I hope that's not David lagging.
No, that was my bad.
Damn, coming at me like that.
I'm worried that like you cut out and we can't tell if you've cut out.
Yeah, Casey had a problem last time of not being able to be heard, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like we
So
don't
it's
have a
night-
camera to actually see if you're trying to talk.
So you said it was nighttime now? And then we're at this village.
It's almost nighttime. You are at this village. And, yeah.
And we hear fighting.
You hear like people like loudly arguing and disagreeing with one another.
Well, guys, it seems like a lovely village to stop by and take a rest in. I say sarcastically.
You see two notable things. One, to your north, there's some fields. That's not too notable. But to your south, you do see the river flowing strongly. And interestingly enough, you see that this village alone is built right up on the riverside. You can see stone embankments built into it. You can see they're making the most of it with this water mill. You hear it grinding away at crop after crop. There is a cart left out front.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So that's the most notable things immediately approaching this town. Yeah, that's interesting.
Just an empty cart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, someone's left it there because they live and work here.
Yeah. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna go find an inn for a stay in.
Yeah, let's go find a tavern.
All right. Most of the buildings look pretty peasantish in one floor, but you do see something strange. A small, one-story keep on some heaped rocks to the northwest of town. Looking more like a hill fort or something that would defend a pass than someone's, proper castle. The papers appear to be dyed red, which is interesting.
Dyed, okay.
You see some people on the main street of the town. They are arguing loudly.
Where are these people?
I'm assuming inside.
Can we hear what?
Oh, there they are. It's at the corner.
Can we hear what they are arguing about?
Yeah, they are arguing about a baby, and things sort of seem to be coming to a head as someone calls some people some very naughty names and insinuates things about their provenance of their birth. And you hear a baby crying. But yeah, so the conflict seems to be going down out here between two sides yelling at each other.
Do we have to go past there to get to the tavern?
Well, you don't. So through this window, you would see some people hanging out who seem to be standing up. They see something that looks like it's a bar.
Yeah.
You see one woman in particular. She has this Vaihanda over her back, and Awazaki at her hip, and she's with a heavy armored footfall, seems to be headed out the door. The others are moving to back her up. One of them looks a little unique, but otherwise like the villagers. She's got some horns, some pointed ears.
I'm gonna head towards the argument, the noise, and the child.
Mm-hmm. The door
Crying
slaps
child.
open. You guys hear a smacking sound, and some people are pretty upset. So you guys get to do you advance to here as that happens?
Yeah, sure.
You see a scene play out. This woman is just standing here, and this man says, "Your father would have never..." And before he can finish that sentence, a certain ebon-hilted peasant remover slides out, and with a he falls bleeding terribly to the ground as his guts just sort of gorge out onto the street. People cry out in shock, and she says, pointing the sword at this woman, Your family will pay for the child so long as it or the mother persist. She wipes her blade on the dead farmer, holds it up, and says, "Will there be any further disagreements?" As if to answer her own question, she sheaths the blade and gives a bit of a hand signal to those inside. 3 Ashigaru actually come out, and the woman sort of exchanges a meaningful look with the woman holding a bundled child, and with a nod, looks like she's about to go west, but then she looks to the south and sees that there's a whole lot of people, and she says, "Disperse," and the peasants take her advice. She sees Morenlos and says, "Well, you're a little far upriver."
Why are you so far ahead, everyone?
I just took a couple steps forward. I have no comment to her in what deeds or whatever the fuck is currently going on with her and the peoples. As my character does not want to get involved if possible. I feel like the people should settle their own quarrels.
Oh, well, she settled that quarrel pretty fast.
Yeah.
As I say to the gang,
So I do stand here as if, like, I'm not going to be moved by some thing that's trying to intimidate me or something like that, you know? I'm just like a turtle chilling.
Yeah, so she looks and she's like, My. You're an eclectic group. Tell me, what brings you to Kawaguri village? And then her eyes light up and she sees Kabancho and says, "Oh, an Anorak."
Yes, you know of my people?
Yeah, some of the people around here have a superstition, actually. I'm sure you'll be inundated with requests to rub belt buckles.
Yes,
And are you sure you don't rub my belt buckle? I think these people are onto something.
you're right. I did promise you I would do that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's settle this and we'll figure that out.
I'm being a
you a
rude
little
host.
shy?
Tell me, what brings you to Kawaguri village? It's night. Are you looking for a place to stay?
Yes, we are.
looking for a place to stay.
I would be a rude host if I did not invite strangers to enjoy a meal at my hall. Why don't you join me in my castle, friends? You can sleep up there tonight. It'll be warm by the hearth.
Your castle.
Yeah, she jerks a thumb at like the fort on top of the packed rocks.
Lonnie's a little intimidated that she just cut a man down all of a sudden. Can she do like an insight check to see if she has any ill will towards us?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tento doesn't like that too. Oh, that's a
You know what insight?
Do it, roll 20.
Lonnie, you don't really know one way or the other.
My turn.
She's gonna hang towards the back of the group, far away from this scary lady.
Tento, you don't think that Hama has any interest in harming you at all. She seems to be making a sincere offer, and she thinks it's the proper thing to do at this juncture. And she is also curious about who you are and what you're here to do, and she'd rather have the strangers who are in her town randomly at night in her house, where she can kind of keep an eye on you, than, you know, hanging around.
Causing trouble.
Hang out, yeah.
Visiting grandma at night.
Yeah, so she seems to want to keep an eye on you, but she doesn't have any ill will towards you. She just wants to be sure that nothing's going to go down. It seems to you like the moment that she decided to draw her sword was when he decided he was going to bring up her father. Seems to have been a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Kibancho.
And by the way, you notice that Wakazashi is ebon hilted. That indicates a masterwork weapon. wielded only by master swords men and women. But yeah, Kabancho, you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Kibancho. We are travelers looking to go upriver, and we are, grateful that you invite us to your home. But may I ask the reason why this man had to lose blood?
Simple. The woman with whom he shared a child was accosted by his family. He denied her and claimed that he wanted nothing to do with the upbringing of the child. It's better off without him around, and a point has been made. However, he could have continued to live if he had not been impertinent. When a peasant insults a ritter, it is self-defense to strike immediately. She taps her wakizashi. That's what the short sword is for.
That's a very fine blade you have there.
Some small part of you, Kabancho, thinks, well, she does have a legal precedent, though. But it's not the normal part of Kabancho Akeshi that thinks that. It's not the part that you brought with you before you were on your way to this job.
Yes, of course. That makes perfect sense. Well,
So she's literally claiming self-defense.
No, it doesn't.
Lonnie just like kind of gapes at Kabancho when he says that.
Can you accommodate 5 and potentially a 6th person for
Certainly.
the night?
Do you have a companion who has fallen behind?
Yes, she's one truly with nature.
She likes squirrels.
Ah, she looks around. Well, I don't think we have many squirrels around here. Not quite enough trees to get nuts in. Just the few that we, just the grove that we keep next to the granary.
She'll find some. Don't worry. She'll be back here eventually.
Certainly. That's no bother. She's free to come as she likes. It's no deterrent to me. But come, you must be tired, and I know I'm hungry. Come, join me. And she gesticulates, and her Ashigaru sort of like fall in. She's like, "Oh, my name is Hai Hemakozu. Where are my manners?" Yeah, so Hai Hemakozu takes in the measure of your party and invites you to join her. A sobbing woman drags the dead guy out of the street.
Jeebus. I go up to Kabancho. I was like, I don't want to stay at her place.
I mean, it'd be rude to turn down the hospitality. Plus,
Hospitality was we just struck an unarmed peasant.
I mean,
Kabancho,
I think
why
I'll
are
we
you-
did question their culture.
That doesn't mean I have to like it.
That's true. Are you gonna help pay for the tavern? Because
I don't. If you guys don't want to stay either, I'm fine with paying. But I know for sure I'm not staying in her
Yeah.
place.
So you see the granary, and then you see up on the rocks, you see the castle. And yeah, the Ashigaru with the horns tends to stay at Hai Hamakozu's side, and together they sort of get in through the door first, and the Ashigaru sort of like wait for you guys to go inside. They look a little bit nervous of you guys and their boss. Honestly, they seem a little nervous in general.
Darren, didn't you roll a really high insight that said that she doesn't wish us harm?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I like what she did.
Yeah, this is more
Well,
about.
I mean-
This is more about.
Yeah,
like,
it is more-
I think there's more about how Tento feels about her than it is about
Yeah.
actual like he thinks he's in danger.
Do I see any I can't remember what you were calling it, the Hmong?
Like a mon? Yeah. So, inside, you do see one hung on the wall, and it seems to be a red insignia. It looked like 3 sparrows' beaks bending. It's sort of a Triskelion mon. She sits down at her table, kind of like the other guy at a big table, but hers is small. And one of the Ashigaros goes and like busts out the rice, and she's like, "Bring the cools." She's like, "Hey, don't bring out the sake. I want my friends to enjoy the aistos." His eyes go wide, and he's like, yeah. Bring it out. And, you guys are served some, delicious, strong fucking liquor, sochu, with, like, lemon juice squeezed into it. In addition,
fancy.
they bring out, like, a lot of rice and some bread and a bit of cheese. There's also some yogurt. And, they eat a hearty meal, and you notice that this Ashigaru are eating, like, a little bit, but they have most of their stuff portioned off to the side, and they have more than one person would eat. Oh, by the way, Tento, that's, like, the fire that they, like, light.
Yeah. You're sending
There's
a fire pit.
halflings on fire.
Oh my gosh.
He's walking on fire.
Yeah, so, hi, Hemakozu. Do you guys, there is drinking, there is eating. Shortly after it begins, her, like, Ashigaru will come up to her, like, and she's like, dismissed. And, as the last one comes, she grabs him on the shoulder as he's walking away, and his eyes go white, and he says, "Telden, tell your wife you didn't get into any trouble today. I know she's been nagging you." And he's like, "Oh, right, boss." And she's like, "Here, take this." And slides him a small package that jingles a little. He's like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Good fortune on a new life." He's like, "Oh, thank you, my liege." And he bows, a little bit flushed, and hurries out. And yeah, they seem to be taking the food back to their families. Like, most of the meal actually went back to the families. They mostly ate a bit here as, like, a formality. And yeah, you are now in the hall of High Hemakozu, alone with her, warmed by her fire, belly's full with however much of her meal you want to eat, and, she's got a bottle of sochu and some limes if you want to re-up on your aistros.
I think I'm not drinking.
I politely have, like, the first round.
Yeah, you got a cup. It's pretty strong stuff, so, it's not too uncommon to only have one. It does taste, if you like citrus beverages, it tastes delicious. Kabancho, do you have any?
Yeah, I have a little bit.
Yeah, you don't remember this being the sort of thing you were into, but when you sip it, something about this taste takes you back. Back longer than your lifespan, and, stuff kind of hits. Not quite as good as lemon, though.
Yeah, my usual drink of choice is mead, but I drink this as if it was mead.
Yeah. So, you guys are... So you hang out, you eat, you drink. Does anybody try and make, like, small talk with Hemakozu immediately, or...
Lonnie is terrified to be on the bad side of this woman and would rather not say anything.
He's like, so. She looks at Kabancho's sword and says, "That's quite the blade, made in the old style." Do
Yes, it was,
anoraks make swords like that?
Excuse me?
Do anoraks make blades like that?
Not that I know of. My culture is not too in the fine blacksmithing trade. We outsource for that.
Of course, of course. You have other specialities.
Yes, I am the athletic type, but this one is a personal item.
Ah, I see. Alright, hang on a moment. She says, reminds me of a woodblock painting I saw in a shrine once.
Huh.
Anyway, religion was never my strong suit. You'd have to ask my friend Miku. But, something about it is familiar. Those colors, green, gold. Ah, here I am rambling. Tell me, friends, you're traveling somewhere, right? What,
Yes.
what do you, if I might be so bold, what do you do for a living?
I scout for a living. More like a mercenary.
That's how yes, we are a band of mercenaries. We are traveling upriver to deal with some problems.
Ah, I hear there's been some river banditry, and Herr Gerion has been having quite the time of it. Heavy burden, son of the Viceroy and all that. The people
Yes,
around here hate him, and he's, I heard he already narrowly cheated death once in the war.
Yes, he's a stubborn fool at times. Sometimes more of a fool.
You speak as if though you know him.
I've met him. I know of him.
Yes. I never fought alongside him, but we were on the same side of the war. Never thought I'd come back to my hometown like this.
So why do you say the locals are displeased of Giron?
He's from Tessin clan. I mean, a cadet branch. But the point is, he's blood, if distant, to the conqueror. War isn't pretty and it isn't clean. And after the shit show that was that battle by the river, any hope of a swift campaign disappeared. A lot of innocent people died, as they always do in wars. A lot of good people died, bad people got away. Even if it wasn't that, everyone's struggling now. And the people need someone to blame. Garion is struggling to prove himself to his father in the realm. If his loyalty is at all at question, he faces certain risks as a son of a cadet branch, especially one that has been allowed something like the viceroyship.
Who do you define as bad people?
Cowards. Those who do not honor their duty. Those who have nothing to fight for in this life but to live. Yet they persist on, harming others. Yeah, you have a little bit of that food after you're confirmed that no one's sick.
That's fair enough. Huh. What you speak of is true.
Yes. People. She doesn't finish that people, but you know, she says, well, anyway, here I am rambling. So, Halfling, you're a scout for a living, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You wouldn't happen to be from Kokoloy Forest, would you?
Once upon a time I was. I like to travel a lot. I like to see the world.
I've done that after I left here. Never imagined I would march back under Clan Tessen's banner.
Time changes all.
And everyone. I'll drink to that. She finishes off her like half cup and says, "Oh, I've been hitting the Sochu a little hard. I think I'll retire to my chambers for now." And she sort of, gesticulates and says, "Feel free to leave the fire burning. There's plenty of wood on there. It'll probably hold you through the night." And she, the door slides open a moment. Tento, you cannot help but notice lots of rice and a barrel and a chest back there.
Well, I have a lot of rice.
Yeah. It slides closed and yeah. You guys are in her very small hill fort personal castle, which isn't really the norm in high culture areas. Normally, a minor graph will have like several ritters employed under them, and they'll act as house guards and companions, and they will receive a salary. That's normally how these regions are organized. Doesn't seem to be going on here. She seems to be in charge of this town as just a ritter. More of a low culture area thing.
So, yeah. I don't like her. How about you guys? Not one for someone killing someone else on the streets like that.
Maybe
That's never a good look.
Maybe don't say that where she might be able to hear you.
The walls seem pretty thick.
That's paper.
The literal paper wall.
Quite literally.
He just doesn't care.
Well,
I'm sure she had her reasons.
Killing another should never. There's no good reason to kill another person. You can't just end someone like that.
I won't argue
Do you know
with you
the
there.
situation?
I won't
Do you
argue
know
with
the
you there,
situation? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry,
Shin.
go ahead. I won't argue with you there, but we can't, judge their culture. Maybe it might not be your culture, but you have to respect that.
A culture which values life so little.